Welcome to Gigi Habibi. I'm hot, like not in any like the set one other sense of the word, but I'm like scorching in heat. I'm taking refuge by the window. Uh, I'm Al. I'm joined by
I'm Mint, but I thought you were hot, not Al. There's your
no.
there's your dad joke for the day.
I'm How. I could be How. Do you want me to be How
No,
Emmerich?
no, please, no one wants to be.
You
No.
know, you're sure? You're
Well,
sure?
I mean, I feel like he's better now because they retroactively made his dad so bad that you can't really hate Hal. I feel like that was a bit of a
Yeah, it's
psyop.
kind of hard. It's just kind of hard. Yeah, I know why you're like that. I know why you're like that.
Sins of the
You can't-
fathers. That's the whole.
it's
That's the
it's
whole
hard.
deal.
It's hard. It's hard. Like I just look at it. I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like I bet if I'm Snake, I just go, yep, that's him. Yep.
Snake can
I can't
relate because his dad's kind of fucked up too. So
kinda
just a tad.
kinda fucked up, huh? That's you would use a modifier on that one?
Yeah, the same way that like the Nazis kind of did some fucked up stuff.
Yeah, they kind of did something. It's coming back to me. It's coming back to me. Me remembering Guns of the Patriots. Oh, it's coming back to me. It's coming back to me.
No amount of swelling music is gonna make me respect you, big boss. That was not good.
That was
You did
not.
a
No, it
war
was
crime
not.
or two.
Or two, or maybe three by proxy. I don't
Yeah.
know.
If he's responsible for the follow-ups, then yes.
Yeah, I'm sure boss would be like, this heat is easy. It's easy clap.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm gonna send a clone of me into this heat to tell people that it was easy clap.
That's the perfect plan.
Yeah, it's a perfect plan. Oh. Anyway, there's video games. There's video games happening
Yeah, yeah.
to us, from us, maybe. Who knows? What did you play? What did you play this week?
Um, I finished all of those Avengers type games that I mentioned the last time we were on the
Ah,
podcast because they were in fact all around 8 to 10 hours. They were all pretty good. Nothing to really say. I'm not gonna lie. Literally, it's just like, yep, this is a PlayStation 2 game. And it was fun. They definitely would have all been more fun if I played them multiplayer, but unfortunately,
ah.
not really an option here. So, but generally entertaining. The more interesting thing that I finished recently was actually Jade Empire, which I managed to get
Yeah.
running on my Android-based device because it wouldn't run on anything else. It blue screened um, my computer. It's the first anything that's made this computer blue
Whoa,
screen.
really?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
nothing.
always it's always funny when you get a first of those.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
always funny.
It couldn't
Like you're like, oh
understand
wait,
the archaic glyphs of
the,
game from
the
like Windows
archaic.
XP. Yeah. Yeah, so but I did manage to get it running and played it the whole way through. It took me about like 16 hours maybe. Very I have well first I should ask, have you played Jade Empire?
I've never beaten it. I've only played it at
Oh.
friends' house. Yeah, I think
Oh.
it's probably one of the Bioware games I haven't beaten. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure it's like, yeah.
gotcha. So this is a very interesting game, and on the timeline, it was between Knights of the Old Republic and Mass Effect, which is a
Ah,
very interesting place for this type of game to be in, especially because the biggest claim that it to fame that it has is that it is like an action RPG. It is more action than RPG.
yeah.
And so it's got like the classic BioWare stuff, but it also has its combat, and the combat is very cumbersome and clunky, and not. I wouldn't even really call it like enjoyable. Um, like it was serviceable, I'll say. I like the
We love
simplicity.
providing service.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The simplicity was kind of nice. I believe in my notes I wrote that it was endearing in an "aw, they're trying so hard" kind of way, which I think is a good
Well, that's
description for it. Yeah.
oh.
Um, so what was cool about it isn't even really like the actual moment to moment combat. It's because the whole thing is like wuxia inspired. Is that how you say
Mhm.
that? I'm worried I pronounced that
I think it's
poorly.
Wusha. I think
I'm
usually,
hoping. I'm
at
hoping.
least, hoping. We're
I'm
hoping.
trying my best. I know it's I'm also trying so hard. But because of that, there's like a bunch of different martial art styles that you can actually like equip. And
Mm,
they
yeah.
all have like different usages. There's like a AoE like magic-y type style, a different one that like drains the other opponent's like MP bar so you can heal yourself or whatever. Like a single target when you pull out your sword, stuff like that. Um, but yeah, it was overall a pleasant experience. Very much that classic, like, do you save the orphanage or do you, force two slaves to fight to the death? Moral dichotomy that BioWare is like known for. Um,
The red and blue, the red and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
blues.
yeah. Um, the party was pretty engaging. One thing that kind of sucked that I didn't know until after I finished it is that there are a bunch of party chats that you'll just miss if you don't go back to camp. And I never went back to camp because you could just switch party members at any time.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
yeah. And so I'd just be like, oh, I'll just swap them out, have my little conversations, and then go back to whatever I was doing. So they don't, because of that, they didn't really feel like a party because they didn't really interact with each other. But that is
Uh,
not a statement on the game. That is my issue. I do find it interesting that in Mass Effect they don't let you do that. You have to go back to
you have
the
to go back
Normandy,
to the
and I
Normandy.
assume it's because they were like, oh my god, everybody missed the team conversations
Mhm.
in Jade Empire.
You
We don't want that to happen again.
it's funny you say that. Avowed, Obsidian's, as a very small scale, sort of medieval Skyrim fantasy RPG, does do this. You have a party camp, and you have to go to the party camp. You have to sleep. Eventually,
Mhm.
you have to sleep at certain parts of the game. But if you don't keep going back there, you're going to miss like conversations that fill the void in knowledge you have about who you're with, right?
Yeah,
And you can just kind of miss them,
yeah,
like most of them at least. Like you have to have some of the conversations, but you can just miss most of their interactions together,
yeah,
really,
yeah.
in a similar manner. And not to say also, Garrus is in that game
He
too.
sure
He's
is.
one
He's
of
the
your party
bro
members
meets you on
again.
the boat. You step out, and they're like, "Hey, remember me?" Like
Remember
it's this close.
me?
Like he doesn't even try to change it. He just talks in his
No,
Garrus
man, and I
voice.
love hearing that silky smooth voice. They know
Yeah,
I
you can
love
read the
that shit.
dictionary to me. That's true. That's true.
So like I do understand this many years later, it's if you do that, if you do it like that, the problem isn't really solved.
Yeah,
I think the solution might really just be the Normandy, where you just have
you
to
just have to go
force them
back.
back in.
Yep, yeah. There's pros and cons to both styles, which is fine. But um, I like that I could like instantly swap them out, but I think that's also what like locked me out of the ability to like romance any of the characters as well. I just went to my tent
Oh.
sad and alone right before the final battle. There was no one waiting for me after we broke camp.
It's called meditation.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm in my zone.
In my
Um,
zone.
so, um, yeah, it's one of those games that's like the sum of its parts, which makes it
Mhm.
all stronger. Obviously, I need to point out, particularly because I am not of the culture. but I was like, before I even played it, I was worried it was going to be like
I
offensively
was wondering this. Yeah.
Orientalist. Yeah. So it's not like I wouldn't call it offensively Orientalist, and it takes more of like a reverential perspective. It's closer to like Avatar, The Last Airbender, as opposed to you remember Kung Fu Chaos, that Xbox game? The extremely
No.
okay. Anybody who looks this up, just like a trigger warning for literally every kind of like
Oh.
racially charged Asian insult you can think of. It's all in that game. And I just want to sidebar real quick. That game was made by a company called Just Add Monsters, which turned into a little company that you might know called Ninja Theory. So, uh
Oh.
huh.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was cool to find out about. Um, so yeah, it's not as bad as Kung Fu Chaos, which I literally can't describe to you without probably getting this podcast delisted because of how bad it is. I do think it is pretty impressive that they couldn't find a single Asian person to voice any of the cast in the entire game.
Couldn't
That was
find
pretty
them. Couldn't
impressive.
find them.
Just, I
Couldn't
guess they
find them.
don't have Asian people in Canada. That's news to me. I did not know that
That's
shit.
definitely news to me. I think that's a wrong assertion as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. So not too sure about that. But
Oh brother, I'm looking at this box art.
oh
Oh
yeah,
my god.
of Kung Fu
Yo, you
Chaos.
have to see this.
No, yeah. It's bad. It's bad. It's very very bad.
Oh
Um,
no.
and it's funny because they were confused at some of the backlash, which is wild because that backlash was from like, whenever the Xbox came out, it was like 2004 or three, I think that game came out. And they were like, we don't. So my point being, in 2003, we were not even nearly as good about calling this sort of thing out. And even then, people back then were like, "This is pretty bad." like if GamePro has a problem with you, if 2003 or 4 GamePro is like, I'm not sure about this, that's a very bad sign. And they were like, we don't
Yeah, yeah.
understand. We were being respectful. I would not say
We were
that.
being respectful.
Yeah.
I would not say that. If you got like a mention on X Play, an allusion of joke to whatever the heck you did, that was that you
Yeah, yeah,
you were going crazy.
yeah,
You were
yeah,
you were
yeah.
going crazy, and they were doing some wild work on X Play.
Yeah. It was pretty wild. So yeah, that was Jade Empire. Quite enjoyed it overall. I am now, as far as what I currently have on the docket, I'll go through a quick rundown first, because I feel like there's one that I'm going to mention that you will probably want to discuss a little bit more. I'm getting
Mhm.
back into Relink, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, because I did not realize that the
Aha.
expansion in July requires you to be caught up on the end game, and I'm not.
Yeah. Oh, I
So
didn't know that.
yeah. I actually might hit you up to
Mhm.
carry me through some
I
stuff because
see.
I know your shit's all maxed out.
No,
So
it's not. It's not all maxed out. It's everything I needed to be to beat the final thing.
okay, gotcha.
You know how pissed I was at the
Yes,
time, but
yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if I'll go that far, but yeah, I do want to at least like clear everything,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that I'm prepared for that. Which that's also been fun because it also reminds me of Fantasy Star in a way.
I see
So
what you mean.
yeah, it's very like, you hang out in a hub, you take a quest, so on and so forth. It's just more boss based than mob based. It's almost like Dragalia Lost, rest in peace. Um yeah,
Rip to a real one. Rip to a
yeah,
real one.
yeah. Then this is the oddball pick. I'm playing Dragon Ball Fusions on the Nintendo 3DS. Do you know of Dragon Ball Fusions,
Oh,
Al?
I don't think
Of
so.
course you don't. Nobody knows. I believe it came out. It came out in 2016, so the Switch was about to come out. Nobody gave a fuck about the 3DS at that point. Plus, most anime games, and especially Dragon Ball games, are pretty much, considered probably not the best type of game, unless they have Fighter Z at the end of them.
Mm,
But those people would be mistaken about Dragon Ball Fusions. This game kicks ass. So the whole thing about it is the story is whatever, but um, the main conceit is that Bulma makes these bracelets that make it so that you can like fuse forever and not have to wear like the what are they, the Potara earrings?
the Bataria, yeah.
Yes. And so it basically makes it so that pretty much any character can fuse with any other character, and you can like collect them basically like SMT demons by fusing them. Um, and so you can get crazy combinations like, Vegeta and Nappa fusing, or Kid
I'm gonna
Goku
make the
and
ultimate bold
yeah,
man.
yeah, Kid Goku and Kid Krillin fusing, and Android 16 and 17 confuse, and all sorts of wacky combinations like that. And then there are also randomly generated NPCs. Well, they're not randomly generated, but they're like, non Akira Toriyama like manga
Yeah.
characters, and all of those confused with all of the other ones. So there's like some million amount of combos from what I read. Um,
Well,
yeah, so you fuse them all together, and then you basically play Monster Strike with them. And by that I mean
oh,
you like ping pong the enemies between your characters in like a little RPG arena. And if you ring them
oh,
out, then
I
you can
see.
like steal their moves, so you can get, you know, Kamehamehas and Wolf Fang fists and so on and so forth. Um, it is obviously it's not the greatest game in the world, but it's definitely one of the best anime based games I've played. It's certainly up there. Um,
God, Beerus is here?
but yeah, it goes all the way up to I fought Goku in his Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan form, whatever, the blue hair.
Wow.
So it's pretty much caught up all the way by 2016. So because Super came out sometime then, right? I don't know. I'm a fake Dragon Ball Z fan. I'm just black based on. uh,
I'm explicitly I'm well, that's crazy because you told me. I think I was saying something about Dragon Ball. I was like, you better not say that around so and so,
yes, yes,
because
it's
I
true.
was like,
I mean,
I don't.
I don't remember anything like after the original series ended. I'm not up to date on Super like that. That is,
I
yeah,
saw super. I mean, like everyone else, I saw the Tournament of Power.
of course.
And like I was not insanely impressed with what I
Nope,
saw.
nope. That's why it looks
And
like they're
I
redoing
was and I had some friends who were very hyped, and they're in there doing the Dokkan battle, like,
Oh yeah,
like they're in there, and I'm like, I don't see what you see in Super. Like I don't see it.
yeah.
Um, I was not impressed. It's fine to feel the moment,
Hmm.
certainly, but and I felt that moment, but coming down from the high, I was like, all right, it's like it's not better than
Yeah,
like
it's like me
I
looking
can name
back on
10 other
Persona
things.
5 and being like, hang on, I was emotionally manipulated by the soaring music and, power of friendship. But this was
Power
ass.
of friendship.
Yeah, but yeah, no, that game's pretty entertaining.
Exactly, like when you say Monster Strike, because I'm looking at this gameplay and I'm like, it kind of looks like I'm
Yeah, that
Beyblading
would also fit.
them back and forth
Yeah,
at one another.
that would also fit. It's really just like, yeah, you like, because your character will attack another character, and then you basically pick which direction you're attacking from, and then the opponent gets to pick which position they're defending in. And if you defend properly, then you won't get ping ponged as hard. But if
So you're
you
saying it's Yomi Hustle?
kind of, yeah. Well, that's actually what I was about to bring up. This game had a very dedicated PvP, um, like player base for quite a while.
Oh.
Actually, of course, like everything, there's a Discord where you can go and run it on like the fake Nintendo
Fake
3DS
server.
Wi-Fi. Yeah. um, because there is like a lot of mind games as far as first of all, building your team, but also like, okay, well, my character is positioned here, so they're probably going to hit me for a ring out, which drops your character all the way back at the start of like the ATB timeline, so like they don't get to move that turn. But then it's like, but they probably know that I know that. So what if they're not going to do that and attack me from this direction instead, and that sort of thing. So
Huh.
yeah, a lot of people like trying to read each other on, so that they stop themselves from getting ping ponged to death. Because you can like yeah, you smack them between all of your different units. And yeah, it's pretty fun. I quite like it. Um, but yeah, that's the quirky one that I've been playing. And then the last one is Knights of the Old Republic. This is the one that was like, I bet Al has probably has things to say about that game. So as far as KOTOR 2, I'm not super far. I am through. I finally got off the mining ship. Um,
Okay.
yeah, that took me 4 hours. And I did mention this
Yeah.
briefly. That game is so um, mentally like almost overstimulating. I have to play it in like short bursts because it's like it's very involved. And maybe this is a product of it's good for me, I can tell, because there's no second screening with KOTOR 2. Like I would not listen to this podcast and play KOTOR 2 at the same time because there's just so much to consider and so much dialogue to interact with and the whole dice rolling real time with pause aspect is also very involved. It's a very involved game, so but enjoyable so far.
Ve- Very, very involved. I can remember playing, and like I don't know how you said you sit down to play it, but I can remember like getting like years ago playing Culture 2. I was doing this on the Mac, and sitting down, taking out my shitty like eating table, black eating table, like little table. Put the Mac on there. Put like some ginger ale on the side. Boot this thing up, and then go. Okay, it's time. It's time to play it. It's
Yeah,
time to play it.
yeah,
It's
yeah. You make an appointment with KOTOR 2. It's not just like oh, let me boot it up and just no. This is very much, and it's funny that you say that because I have the Android version and I was running it also on my Thor. And but after a bit, I was like, you know what? And then I plugged it into my TV, so that I could just use my
ah,
controller. And I'm basically, I'm just playing it like a regular little console setup now. And that is the right move to make because
yeah.
it's just not a thing that like should even exist on a handheld. For being honest, it's cool that it does. Obviously, I'm not saying that like it's bad that it does. I'm just
That
saying.
text must be small as hell on it. No.
Oh no, it's all so when you it's like the port made it so that it's more like a console based, although you can
Ah, okay.
obviously like tap and stuff. It's not too bad, at least so far. And I'm not getting younger, so if it was bad, I'd probably feel it.
I think you would. I do you because the nature of like coach like there's never gonna be a time where I'm gonna sit down like even if in the world where I'm playing KOTOR 2 and I'm playing it on the Switch or whatever and I can just turn it on whenever I want. There's no world, and I do this with a lot of games too. One of them I'll talk about, but like where I like, oh, I boot up the Switch and then I'm playing something, and then instead of turning it off, I just put it to sleep, and then I pick it back up again when I'm gonna go to sleep again or something,
Hmm.
right? And there's no world in which I would even if I played it on there, I'd never do that for that game
Yeah.
because listening to Kreia go on about whatever the hell it is she's talking about this time,
Hmm.
and walking through like even one street and then there's two
Yeah, like a
NPCs and I
million
have to turn.
quests. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like I'm gonna get nothing done in the bed. This is not
No.
a
No, no,
handheld
no.
game.
No. No, it's almost like finishing chapters in a book because like I'm whenever I boot it up, it's like okay, I'm locked in on this until there's a good stopping point. You know what I mean? It's like
Mm-hmm.
until I talk to an NPC or finish a quest or whatever. But yeah, no, this is it doesn't. I think the main thing that actually works in its favor as far as that is, you know, how you can like basically quick save anywhere. Um,
Yeah.
that part I think lends itself well to the pick up and play nature of it, but you can tell this was a game made for desktop computers in whatever
Yes.
2004 or something. Um, and you know, it felt it's like okay, we'll put it on the Xbox or whatever, but just as like as a consolation
Afterthought.
prize. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What is cool though is that I was worried that I wouldn't be able to get the restored content mod on there, but they actually have it for Android too. So um, that's pretty
Ah,
cool. Yeah,
good that they got that work. There's stuff in the restore content mod that
yeah. I
like
don't.
everyone has said it. Everyone, I'm not repeating anything new.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was incredible that
yeah,
we had to leave this on the cutting room
yeah,
floor.
yeah. I don't know anything because I didn't want to like get spoiled on the stuff that they put in. But I am looking forward to when I'm finished going to see like what was there and what was not. And I have a feeling that yes, I'm going to be feeling that way about some of the stuff that's been cut out because I've heard many things about this game from that regard as far as like how much time they had as for and with the turnaround and all the bugs and Obsidian kind of crawling dragging themselves across the finishing line to get it done. So
Yeah, and its legacy lives on as still being
yeah,
that legacy
they
lives
still
on
do
with
that.
Aspire.
Yeah. Yeah, where's the
Um,
restored content mod for New Vegas, huh?
when New Vegas came out on 360, it is one of the only games that ever crashed my fucking console like
Up
like a
ever.
week straight week of it crashing, straight
Wow.
week of just nothing. No, I'm not gonna work. I'm gonna go into that tunnel, that one tunnel in New Vegas, and I'm gonna crash right there. And
Best to ever
then
do it, baby.
if you try and get near the strip, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm going to fucking kill you. I'm sorry. I'm going to like it lives on. It lives on. And it's so funny that Knights of the Old Republic continues to have terrible platform development history because of the remasters
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Well, like did you like so you played Knights of the Old Republic 1.
Yes.
Did you like that like broadly? Did you like Knights of the
That
Old?
game. Um I think I did back then. I feel like if I went back to play it, I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much for a couple of reasons. First is that I was a dumbass child. So, what I mean by this is when I played that game, I was just like, I'm going to be a Jedi and I'm going to, you know, throw my lightsaber. Lightsabers. I'm going to dual wield that shit. It's going to be so sick. And so I was like, you know, I don't, who fucking cares? I don't need to be smart. I don't, whatever. I just want to, you know, I play Warrior and Final Fantasy. I'm gonna put everything in like strength and agility. I was playing it like Morrowind basically, but the problem with that is that I did not know that with these kinds of games, it's not good to be fucking dumb. So my Jedi didn't know how to use a computer. You really need to know how to use a computer in these games. You know what I mean? It's like you either need to know how to use a computer, know how to pick a lock, or know how to, you know, pull yourself out of a bad situation via conversation. And my Jedi was not good at any of these things, and so which in an
Oops.
interesting combination of mechanics and narrative driven gameplay, it was so frustrating that I naturally just went down the Sith path because like
Darth
solving problems via
Revan.
violence it was significantly easier if you do that. Whereas you know it's easier to be a diplomat, or it's easier to do the light side stuff when you're like a good diplomat. So that's part of it. But I can also already tell from a mechanical perspective that KOTOR 2 is way better. All of it just feels better. There's like crafting that's significantly more useful than any of the
Mm-hmm.
more superfluous stuff in KOTOR. So I can say that, but I'm not deep enough into the story yet to compare there. I do think Obsidian probably has. They probably have better writers, right? I don't know. They were both of those companies were in their prime back then. I shouldn't be so rude. It's
That's
harder
true.
to compare Obsidian and BioWare as opposed to like Obsidian and Bethesda. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Although, fuck Chris Avalon. There's that.
Yeah, fuck Chris. Did you wait? Did you see? Oh my God, who was it? Someone. There was a rumor that Chris Avalon was being hired by a studio. But yes, I now remember. It was I think he's like shacking up with one of the Disco Elysium code like head developers for
Oh,
a new project. There's a rumor, and I'm like, guys, this if that turns out to be true, this is one of the messiest breaks in the industry
oh
possible.
my God! Are
Did you?
you?
I don't know if you saw
I
that.
did
That was
not
like weeks
know.
back. That was weeks.
Wait,
This is a rumor
but it
from weeks
looks
and weeks
like
back.
no. The New York Times is saying that it's. They're just saying it definitively.
That's definitive.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
god.
yeah. It just
Oh
says
my
they're
god.
partnering with him. Wow, and
Oh
of course, the New York Times, being the
no.
fucking New York Times, they just said that they're partnering with Chris Avalon, a renowned games writer who worked on Fallout 2 and Planescape Torment. Is that all he did? Is that all he did,
Is that all
NYT?
they
Is that
did,
all he's
New
known
York
for? What
Times?
the fuck? Are you serious? You're talk about burying the goddamn
The
lead. Are you
reason
joking?
Dying Light 2 is so ass when they had to
Yeah, I'll
because they
never
had to
forgive him for
drop
that
him
either.
entirely.
They just skipped all of the, he's a monster part. That's awesome. Cool. I feel like you
Awesome stuff.
psychically damage me at least one time per episode at this rate. Like, so
This one wasn't even planned. This
yeah,
one
God, God.
That's oh my god, that Disco Elysium. Wow, one of the worst, one of the messiest things to happen in this industry. Jesus Christ. Um anyway, yeah, Star Wars. So so maybe you don't remember like the broad strokes of sort of Knights of the Old Republic 1, but like
I remember the twist
that
was sick.
story.
Sorry, go ahead.
The twist was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, the twist is sick. I broadly like when I went back to that game a few years ago
Hmm.
again, I did not like it that much. And
Yeah,
like
that's what
for
I've
like
heard.
the majority, I did not like it much.
Hmm. Hmm.
There are people who and I don't agree with them. There are people who think Knights of the Republic 1 is better.
I'm gonna
It's
doubt
more
that.
straight to the it's more straight to the point.
Uh huh.
The point of what I think I know what this is, and I'm gonna say you didn't want like a more complicated thing, and quite honestly, you didn't want anything more complicated than
Yeah.
we did a Star Wars thing, and it was an
Yeah, they wanted a
RPG,
Star Wars
and here you
JRPG.
go,
Yeah.
here it is, it's prime sealed delivered for you. I brought like except Revan is like the thing that sticks out
Yeah.
from Knights of the Old One so much, and why Revan's shadow kind of casts all over like anything, even in the MMO,
Hmm.
like casts so large over it.
Yeah.
But like everything else is like those characters are really bog standard, quite honestly, for the most part.
Yeah.
Um, I don't I was like surprised when I went back at how much I was like, oh, this is relatively simple. Um, and like I guess if you want to be immersed in that world, I think it yes it I think there's a purpose and it does that job.
Hmm.
But if you only want to be if you're not impressed by that anymore, like you don't need the immersion. There's a ton of immersion. I could go play Outlaws, which I bought like who knows how long ago, and be immersed or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, you know, tell me what are you telling me with this? Knights of the Old is very how should I say The Force Awakens coded.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Is what I came to there. But I don't know how you'll feel here in comparison. I don't know yet. You could think of sort of you could perhaps think Knights of the O2 is fake deep. Who knows?
yeah. Right.
But I've largely found like it was inferior in like almost every way
Yeah.
to two,
No.
except for the part that where it's finished.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they had that going for them, huh? No, that's I'm expecting that. What's interesting is I don't know if you know that the main reason Obsidian were the ones who did KOTOR 2 is because BioWare wanted to work on Jade Empire. They did not want to do KOTOR 2. They wanted to do an original IP and work on that shit and like yeah, make something that wasn't, licensed. They
Tied
wanted
to a
to
property. Yeah.
yeah, they wanted to use that momentum from KOTOR to do that, which didn't really work out for them because I don't think Jade Empire was very it was like relatively
Well,
successful.
they were cooking up Mass
Right,
Effect
right.
too,
Second
right?
time's the charm.
In
Yes, they
pre-production.
they hit
Yeah.
that eventually, but yeah, I expect KOTOR 2 will be a more
How
impressive
different a
showing.
world is that if BioWare sticks to license titles instead?
I feel like it'd be like an Insomniac situation where they just become the Star Wars studio. I think if they did two Star Wars games in a row and they're both well received, they're just the Star Wars studio now. And then they probably get dismantled sometime between then and the Disney purchase of the Star Wars IP. That would be my
Yeah,
guess.
I feel like like if that was the case, they wouldn't have lasted.
No, I don't think so.
Is my assumption. Because like whatever talent, like the games industry has a knack for not seeing the talent it has in its own hands and discarding it. But like especially like I feel like they would have been just like, yeah, whatever. You're like when the THQ stuff happened, like just swaths of developers.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was one of the first like really big like modern like it's like over.
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
over. It's
yeah.
done.
It was a massacre.
Um, Leading to THQ Nordic, and then eventually leading to it'll wrapping its way back to Embracer eventually. Um, but like yeah, I think it would have been a strange world because I think there's a decent amount of games. There's a lot of games that don't have the budget to compete at like the production values that BioWare operates
Yeah,
usually
they were cooking
at,
back
right?
then. Yeah.
Um, but there are a lot of things that try like there are a couple things that have tried like an indie pared down sort of version. I don't know what it looks like if you don't have the vision of the of a Mass Effect
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
in the space. I don't know what that looks like. Maybe it's more butterfly effect than I think it is,
Hmm.
but it is interesting to think what is EA outputting else? What else is
Yeah.
EA outputting if they
No.
don't have
Yeah.
BioWare
No, it's
at
true.
that
They
and
they
like in
hard
that
carried
odds
them.
here?
Yeah. No,
But yeah,
I fully
I
agree.
hopefully you have some good time.
Yeah, I'm already
KOTOR
enjoying it.
2 very very dear to me, and I am one of those guys who's like this was like until people tell I haven't watched it yet, but people tell me yeah, that was the peak of Star Wars until Andor happened.
Yeah, I need to watch that. Same
Um
for me.
I need to
I'm glad
also
we
watch
get to
that.
share that shame. I can't roast you for that one because I also haven't watched Andor. But interestingly enough, that show is similar to KOTOR 2 to me in the sense that I feel like I have to lock in and give it its due and like really
Yes.
focus on it, and that is exhausting to me because my brain is on fire like constantly.
Yes. I haven't watched an episode of The Pit in like 5 weeks
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
because I need to sit down
yeah,
and watch
yeah,
that show. Like,
yeah. My it's like, and it at first I was like, is this just because like my brain is fried? Am I turning into like a TikTok Zoomer stereotype or whatever? But it's not that because I can lock in on things, but there's just the stars have to align. Like you're trying to catch a shiny in Pokemon or something, where like everything just has to be in the right positions for me to like lock in for something like that. But it becomes this cyclical thing of like, I can't respect this media if I'm not in a good position um to watch it, but I'm not ever in a good position to watch anything because I'm like constantly stressed out. So I'm never going to like get to that point anyways. So
Yes.
I probably just need to, not care anymore and just say fuck it and hit play. But there is this weird like mental boulder I have to push for media of that quality.
I think I can't push the boulder because
Yeah.
like I told you before, whenever I watch something, it's the only thing on the screen. There's
Yes.
nothing else.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's really hard. Uh, when there's a giant TV next to me.
Wait, can't you watch it on the giant TV?
Well, I when I get home, it's like at 7:30 p.m.
Oh, I see, I see, I
and
see.
there's someone already on the
It's a shared
giant
screen. It's a shared
TV.
screen. Gotcha, gotcha. No, yeah, that'll make it more
um,
difficult for sure.
yeah. So like it definitely makes it harder, but I don't know if I can push that boulder. Because I'm like so like because like I could try like oh yeah I'll go to watch it in my room. My room is for sleeping. I'm not
Yes.
in my room at all.
Yeah. Me, same. That's the same for me. To the point where if I try to do something in bed, I just start falling asleep in front of it because my
Yeah.
brain is so, thoroughly intertwined the bed with sleep, which is probably the healthier thing. But it just
I
means like
guess.
if I'm not getting things done before I'm in bed, then it's just not happening, which
Then it's over,
includes
right? Yeah,
yeah,
because yeah, it's like if you want for privacy and you go to your room, you get in the bed, and it's like, well, no, it's over now. Sorry, whatever else you were gonna do, like you're going to sleep now.
yeah, yeah. That's one of those things where I think doing it with a person would probably help. I don't know.
True.
But then it's like, well, now we have to
There's another
coordinate.
obstacle.
Yeah.
Now it's like you have to go. You're trading. You're
Yeah.
trading.
Yeah.
I haven't finished. I don't think I finished Mr. and Mrs. The last three episodes of Mr. and Mrs. Smith because my partner and I haven't gotten
Yeah, same.
to
You
because
have to watch it together. It's like,
yeah.
yeah. And then when you trail off too far, it's like, well, it becomes an eventually for the rest of time.
And
Not to get too dour.
eventually, eventually, I watched that last OVA of My Hero.
No, no, you don't have to do that. That's okay.
No,
No, I think you're
I don't
good.
have to do
No, no, don't worry about it.
that.
No.
Eh, Spoilers, I didn't like that ending.
Wow,
If
I'm
that's a deal
shocked.
breaker for you, you may stay or leave. I don't know, but or you can fight. We can fight about it. You can post it somewhere. I'll probably see it, but I don't like I don't know how much good it's gonna do there.
I'm putting
Maybe you'll change my mind about
I'm
something.
putting your Twitter account in the links section this time. Be like, if you want to argue with Al about the ending of My Hero
Add him.
Academia,
He's still
find him
there,
here.
that idiot.
You can go harass him. It's easy. It's X. Everybody's getting
It's
harassed on
easy.
there.
Everybody's getting harassed on there. It's free. It's like Willy Wonka over there.
Yeah.
Oh god. But yeah, okay, that's all you played? That's
Yeah.
all you played there?
Yeah. What have you been playing?
Yeah, so I have been not much cuz my job hate me, but uh I'm well I alluded to I talked about this to you privately off mic, but like I've been playing Silent Hill F.
Yes.
And I am past the point where I had to restart. Um, I guess this is this. If I talk about this is, I guess we'll put a spoiler here.
Sure.
Light spoiler. The spoilers for so when you beat Silent Hill F once, I suppose.
Sure.
Which is a tell if anyway, I suppose, but it's kind of has to be said.
Yeah.
So I'm nearing the end of the second playthrough here. And I was under the illusion. So far in the game, it's sort of lampshades. Hey, there's like another way to do this, and not only that, when you beat the game just goes, hey, here's a menu list of the different endings and what you need to do. Now, they play this. Now that I know, they play this pretty cleverly. So like. They list this is what you need to do. They don't tell you how you need to do it. They don't tell you how. They just tell you need to do it, and you go, wow, that's so nice of them. Silent Hill would have never told me that before. You're like going, oh wow, you're such a nice guy. They're rubbing my back. They're going, oh yeah, I got you, buddy. I'm like, wow, I guess you do got me. Damn, you know. It's like, you know, Fox Mask rubbing my back. Yeah, he's got me, right? And then I reach one of the about the third section where you're in the other world as Hinako, and there is a room that I was in the first playthrough that had a locked door in it. There was locked, so I thought nothing of it because I went, maybe that's just a locked door because survival horror has a lot of locked doors that don't do anything.
Yeah. I've noticed this, yes. Sometimes they just don't go anywhere.
Sometimes sometimes maybe they open things. And maybe they do that. You know? And maybe I don't remember this room because there was kind of fucking nothing in it. And then I'm playing the game, and then a friend of mine goes, "Oh yeah, so okay, you got the sword, huh? The sword you need to the game clearly states that you need this sword you need to purify this sword or not purify it to get a certain ending or not." And then he goes, yeah, I got the sword. Maybe they'll probably want me to purify it at this place, right? And he goes, yeah. Oh, so you went to the place over there, right? I'm like, where's over there? He's like, oh, in the other world. I'm like, what place? He's like, well, you'd know it if you saw it. It's like really big. I'm like, what do you mean it's big? He's like, it's like a huge like pond fountain. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. And then he starts like doing a noise. He does a noise. I'm gonna try and do it. He goes.
when you know you have to be the bearer of bad news, but you don't want to. Yeah, that is.
I want to stress the time Eastern is about 11:30 something, and I'm doing this. I have about 2 to 3 hours after I get home to do anything before I have to go to sleep. And when he says this, and he goes, "Oh yeah, there's like a thing," and I rotate my save, so I had a save already locked up.
Oh, that's good.
So I was like, okay, let's see what he's talking about. And I go over there, and I go, and I'm like, where's this room? And he doesn't quite remember where the room is. He's like, oh, it's one of the 4 corners. It's like over here. So he's doing the direction. So we waste about 10 minutes looking for this room, and then like we go up to this room. He's like, yeah, it's that one over there. And I'm like, and then I turn the camera to the right slightly. It's like, it's the equivalent of like finding a fucking attic. Mm-hmm. And quite honest, and I'm like, oh my God, there was nothing here. And he's like, yeah, the door's open now. And I'm like, okay, how was I supposed to know that? He goes, you were just supposed to explore it. I'm like, what was the hint? He goes, you were just supposed to check. And I'm like, what was the check? Where's the hint? Everything about all of the endings in this game thus far have been, here's a note about a Jizo statue over here, and here's a research photo so you can find the thing. And like it's all been overworld. There has been no hint that they'd ever require me to do anything in the other world. But alas, there was a thing. I don't know how I was supposed to know that. Usually there's a way to know that. There's some sort of obscure bullshit that they want me to like intuit.
Mhm.
But I can't figure out what it is and no one can tell me. No one can tell me what it is. I addressed the council. I addressed him. No one knows. They're just going, yeah, you should have just, I don't know, you got gone up there and like a shit around or whatever. Fucking bumble buddies with this fucking what's it called? The one who licks me or whatever. You know, like I'm just supposed to know that shit or so. I don't understand. I don't understand. I have a lot of patience, I think, for puzzle games.
I think you have a lot of patience in general. Like it's a stark contrast to myself, I think.
I have a lot of patience for puzzle games. I think. I guess as a credential, I've played The Witness, not beaten it, mostly because not because of the Hall of the Mountain King, because I got disillusioned with Jonathan Blow.
Yeah, that'll fucking do it.
But you know, I've beaten The Witness. You know, Blueprints, Cocoon. Like those are the more modern examples under my belt here. I have not played Myst. I should probably play that at some point. But I think I have a lot of patience for this kind of thing. Even remembering like Silent Hill 2's like piano puzzle, like that one was a wild one. But even then, I was like, oh yeah, you know, it's fine. It's outside knowledge. I get it. But like this one is like, well, this is not only not in your game, no, like as in like there's no hint, but like also if I'm playing this on release, no one's gonna know. Like
Yeah,
no one's gonna know.
yeah. You're far past that.
And then I'm wasting time if I'm like not a buffoon who didn't rotate his saves. Like even more time than like vastly more time. I
Yeah.
suppose like oh it's not that much more because you know you're doing the sort of like oh you know like you're more upgraded because you have more better like better handle on the mechanics
Yeah.
and two they give you new mechanics like sure I
Moves get
guess
faster.
but I don't like to have my time wasted.
Yes.
I supremely am like I love Xenoblade, but I love Xenoblade 1.
Mm-hmm.
Xenoblade 2, like the same reason that Grand Blue Fantasy Relink pissed me off is the same reason Xenoblade 2 pissed me off.
Mm-hmm.
They both waste my time in a very unnecessary way.
Yeah.
A vast amounts of it if I wanted to do super boss things. And you could argue you don't need to do the super boss things. And I'm like, well, oh yeah, I don't need to experience content in the game that I'd rather just not have to gamble for, quite honestly. Is that what you want to say, imaginary person I'm making up in my head on the other side of the podcast? I don't know how you feel about, like, how high is your tolerance for this sort of, like, obfuscation?
Sure. I mean, I think in contrast to you, my patience is pretty much -0. Um, there's like almost an integer overflow in terms of my lack of patience for video games because I am very conscious. I believe my therapist called it mortality salience, where I'm just like constantly recognizing the fact that like I'm gonna die one day, and so that feeds into my anxiety of like how am I gonna spend these next 24 hours that won't disappoint me in a way. And so if much like Mary Kondo would say, if I'm not getting joy sparked from a game because it's wasting my time, I will tend to, just kind of stop playing. Or what I would probably do in this instance, if I know that I'm going to have to loop, multiple times in a game like this, or if I'm trying to get all the endings, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna just have a guide booted up right next to me, and I'm basically not even looking at the game. I'm just reading the guide, making sure I don't hit any, don't miss any step, and keep it pushing. That being said, I think I would generally say yeah. I don't have much patience for um, things that aren't like projected well. We kind of talked about this with like Valkyria Chronicles as well. Um,
Hmm.
or some of the Sting games. Do you know about how the true ending in Knights of the Nightmare requires you to open an invisible chest? Um,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's pretty. It's yes. Like if this pissed you
Uh,
off, you would probably do something that would get this podcast subpoenaed if you were trying to get the true ending in Knights of the Nightmare.
and but like I feel like I think I have an issue with the escalation and the method, like
Yeah,
that there was no hint
yeah.
because
It's the it's
I
the it's
played
the black
Tunic.
projection. Yes, yeah.
I played Tunic. There are just invisible chests in that
That's pretty
game,
funny.
but the game teaches you how to think
Yeah,
about these things.
yeah,
It goes, you should format your thoughts in this way. You should see this world in this way,
hmm,
and it trains you in that way so you can apply accordingly and gives you all sorts of hints to get you there,
yeah,
to massage you over to that spot. There's no way in which like this was like you go up to that room. You go
yeah.
up to that room and waste 4 hours of your life if you didn't go up to that room.
So what I'm curious about is, um, I guess, I mean, what I will say is, I probably it would have pissed me off too if this happened to me. I don't think I would very easily shrug it off, even if I were like enjoying the game up to that point. I think like you, I would keep going, but it would be a bit of a stain. My question is how what because I mean I've never played this. I've seen like friends play it and everything, so I can't really like visualize it in my brain. Do you have an idea of like how it could have been projected? Could there have been like a jump scare in that direction or something that would make you want to
it's it's
explore or something like
actually
that?
it's actually really simple. It's the way it's been doing everything else in the overworld.
Okay.
Just drop just drop a note
Oh, I see.
somewhere near it.
Yeah.
It's just drop a note somewhere near it and go, "Oh, I believe the Hote Sama could be here somewhere or whatever, or
Uh-huh.
some sort of urban myth about it." And then in that direction, I'll go, "Oh, huh, really?"
Do you
And then like go like, like, and then like poke around or something.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I think it's really easy because that's the way it's been doing everything else.
So
Frankly,
with that in mind, do you think that was just like an oversight? They just didn't think about it?
I don't think it's that. I think this is purposeful for some reason. I think
Okay.
I'm because Real Kishi's very
Yeah,
purposeful.
yeah.
uh,
They also could have patched it in if they found that, you know.
Yeah. If they
Gotcha.
found it so offensive they could have patched it in. This is very purposeful. They I don't know why, but they want you to look for this very actively.
Hmm.
For some reason, and I'm like I went through the collectibles, which is the collectibles tab in the game, in the log where you look at all the documents, and I was trying to find a note that could have told me to go there.
Wow, you're
I was
giving
like,
this
is
game a
there?
lot of grace. That's funny. You were like, "There's no shot the game would just fuck me over like that. There has to be an explanation." That's quite kind of you.
Why you say fuck me for?
Yeah.
Because I was like, why you say fuck me for? And then my thought was, maybe you didn't say fuck me. Maybe I said fuck me.
Turns out, no. It seems like it did say "fuck you."
I think it's very purposeful. So I'm not sure what the exact. I mean, sometimes the very simple reason, as some developers have pointed out, is like, you know what, fuck you. You should. It's true. You got to be a little sadistic to be in game development at a certain type of genre.
Yeah.
So it could just be that. It could just be that. So I get it. I get it if it's that. I don't agree with you. Uh, but I do understand your methodology. So yeah, I've been going through that. I will probably the weekend is most likely when I will be
You'll wrap
close
it
to
up.
finishing it.
Yeah.
Most likely the weekend here. I've also been playing Fire Emblem Engage.
Let's fucking go, my go.
Um, you could say. I mean, like the gameplay is honestly the gameplay is challenging, which I like.
Yeah,
I put it on hard at the outset. I'm sorry, this got to be the ugliest Fire Emblem game I've laid
it
eyes
is
on.
not pretty at all. I completely agree with this. It is ugly and it has no plot whatsoever.
I
The
didn't think it would bother me that much.
the ugliness or the lack of plot or both.
The ugliness, the
Yeah,
plot, the lack of plot doesn't bother me thus far.
yeah.
But the ugliness is bothering me
I'm curious.
on a level I didn't realize.
What is it? Because for me, I think graphically it like looks fine. It's like super oversaturated. I'll say that much. And the cell
Yeah.
shading is a little weird. It was the art direction, I would say overall.
Yes.
Okay, so that's okay. Yeah, I think the protagonist is hideous.
Hideous.
But I mean the pretty much I can't remember who I was talking to about it. They were like, how do you feel about the characters in Engage? And my response to that was, well, this one has black people, which is nice. And that's true. There are, quite a few. I think there's like at
Yes.
least three or four. I said quite a few, and then I said three or four. But there are prominent,
the bar.
yeah, the
But
bar is very
be mindful
low.
of the bar.
But there are some dark skinned characters. There's, yeah. So I could say that about it, but I do not find such a like I don't like any of these characters, particularly the protagonist. And what's interesting, were you there when I found out who the artist was? The
Oh
VTuber
no, I don't
designer.
think I
Oh,
was.
okay. I went to go look at that VTuber designer's other art, and it's popping. They have some really good stuff. So I don't know what about the Colgate girl made them like fumble this bad.
Producer director moment,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Well, the whole thing is like, oh, her hair turns red because she might be evil. Like it's a Fire Emblem game, and that'll ever fucking
Yeah.
happen.
Whoa.
But you could just have all blue hair turn all red in that moment. It
Which is
doesn't.
also.
It's like Goku figured this shit out 35 years
Ages
ago.
ago. This old man has $4 and he figured it out 35 years ago. He Gucci'd out to the brim, but he needs socks. No, what are we doing? You need socks? You're in the future.
Yeah, no. This is such a ugly ass
I,
the characters.
I think I'm perplexed at how much I think it bothers me because I see the sprite art, the little, the
Oh
cute
yeah,
little sprite art.
you're like, I miss this.
I
Come
miss
back
I
to
miss
me.
this. Come back. Come back to me, please. I'm tired of looking at these fucking dog shit. I'm sorry, man. I'm like, honest to God, since Shadow Dragon, I have not played a Fire Emblem this ugly. I just
Shadow
it just
Dragon was
hasn't
really
happened.
ugly. No,
Shadow Dragon is.
I agree, and it sucks because there are flashes here. Like one thing I do like about it is how they got rid of the little like soldier units that will like surround your
Yes.
characters, because that really muddled the visual clarity in a way that is kind of bad in a game where being able to see everything clearly on a map is kind of important in your map based strategy game. And color wise, I don't really mind it either. But as soon as they zoom in on two characters doing a thing, I'm just like, okay. I mean, it hit a point where I just turned like the animations off entirely because I'm like, what am I zooming in on? Once I got to see Lynn do a critical hit, I was like, okay, I've seen everything. I've seen everything I need to see. Like, let's pack it up. Let's get to the good shit, which is I would posit that Engage has the best combat out of any Fire Emblem I've ever played. The maps are fantastic. The combat is extremely satisfying. I love the Engage system. You get to put a wedding ring on your favorite character. All that shit is heat, but it's just so ugly. I fully agree.
It's just yeah, like the engage system is like because I'm like 7 hours in, I think,
Gotcha.
and like the engage system, I'm seeing like Oh, I see what like the tomfoolery
Mm-hmm.
might be
Mm-hmm.
when because it's going like, oh, like you can put the because for I don't know why I thought this, but for some reason I was like, oh, I maybe like more, only certain characters have the ring. It's like, no, you can put the ring on anyone,
Yeah.
and then have them get these skills, and then they have a set amount of skills, and then you choose what they need to inherit from there. And I go, I see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Time, and it's like if you're a sicko, you go, okay, time to start planning accordingly on based on the rings I
Yeah.
have
Time to
right now.
bust out the
And
spreadsheet.
then the stats. I'm okay. A little tidbit. My lord is supposed to like. Usually, I expect the lord in these games to give me some strength. This lord doing like, yeah, man, whatever. Here's some more decks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, man, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are
Plus
you doing?
three more
We're doing the
decks.
Fire Emblem thing where I gotta yell at this fucking screen and go, "No! Why are you leveling resistance? Stop that! Stop that! You're growing wrong, wrong. I'm taking out the fucking meter stick next to them. I'm pulling their height next to the fucking war tent. Like, no, you're supposed to be like this. Why are you growing like that at this rate?"
Yeah, no. I've never really liked the RNG based Fire Emblem stuff. I
I know why
oh
it makes for like interesting like multiple playthroughs,
I
right?
I mean I guess. But is it interesting if your unit is dog shit? I don't that's not interesting to me. That's just frustrating.
I think holistically,
Sure.
like when you talk to people who played these over, like let's say Conquest, one of the more like uh uh a sort of glazed
Hmm.
ones,
Hmm.
like when you talk to people who've played Conquest like 50,000 times, they talk about their experience. Like, yes, I remember this one time where my Solio was like absolute dog shit, and and I just had to make do like this, and then I put this on this, and then it's about like creating. It's seemingly like if they're banking on people doing multiple playthroughs at a fast enough clip and going and like building sort of like a knowledge base of going, okay, I know how to make this work even if you are terrible now.
Hmm.
And push them towards making interesting or different decisions in future playthroughs.
Sure, sure.
Is seemingly what I think, what I imagine. I've never played a Fire Emblem game more than twice.
Same.
uh, so I'm not the sickos, as it were, but
Hmm.
like, because they're long games anyway.
Yeah.
But like I see why it does suck for me that if someone's dog shit in one of my two playthroughs, I'm like, well,
Guess that's that.
you're dog shit to me. And that's all you'll ever be.
Yeah, no, that I mean, I guess I can see that. Um, I will say, you called it tomfoolery, right? I
Mm-hmm.
am much more of a fan of the tomfoolery based strategy RPGs. I've come to realize
Mm-hmm.
that there are a lot of people who don't like that. And those people are like, yeah, like I love triangle strategy because every character has like a defined class that's, branches out into something else that's also still defined. And so I don't have to worry about the team building in that aspect. I just, pick the units that have interesting kits and do that. I can enjoy that, but I am a sicko. I want to have Marche learn every skill that a monk has and or that a ninja has, and then pair it, with Dragoon so that he can hold two spears at the same time inexplicably and crit, twice and do 999 damage and instantly kill everything he comes across. That is more fun to me, the theory crafting around it. So yes, engage was fuck engaging. In that way, I did enjoy that. Also, one other thing I'll mention: the soundtrack in this game is fucking phenomenal. It's
Yeah,
insane.
it's good,
It's
right?
so
It's
good.
good,
There's like
right?
30
Yeah.
hours of just the best Fire Emblem music, and they play all the hits too, because it's the anniversary
They have
title.
to, yeah, the anniversary. Yeah.
Yeah, that it's that part is also great. Just wish it wasn't
When you
so
try to
fucking
do a part
ugly.
7, but all your characters look bad.
Yeah, what the funny thing is, in the next anniversary, I'll be shocked if we see Alir or any of their homies in a decade from now. I don't know about that. I don't know if we'll see that.
Actually, high key, gotta be one of the most like the cast most forgotten cast, one of the
Yeah.
most forgotten
Well, I mean,
casts.
you weren't.
Yeah,
I
right.
wasn't seeing. There was no horny art of these characters. There was no
Oh
even.
my
There was no
god.
even like I mean, regular fan art of them. Yeah, they just came and went. It. I would say also, they weren't doing any war crimes, so there wasn't as much like discourse around them, which would lead to groups
Which
of
would lead
fans
to
drawing art.
a fix a fixation of sorts.
Yeah, yeah, that's a really polite way to put it. I can respect that. Um, and so I think that's part of it, but they are just deeply forgettable, even from a design perspective, because it's just like, you know, it's like Marth isn't really that interesting of a character either. I would say he's just like a nice guy. You know what I mean? He's
Oh, you
no
mean Spider Man?
Sorry, yeah. He's no Ike, you know what I mean? He's not but his design is fucking fire. So you see Marth fan art, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, no, there's no one Cordelia levels.
Hot
Okay,
take
okay,
though,
this should be
hot
good.
take. Um, I think Marth is like a boring design,
Sure.
but Smash smashed him into the
Oh
stratosphere.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, Smash sauced him up, and it sauced Roy up even more because Roy is fucking ass in his
Yeah,
own video game.
Roy
They pushed him like Smash Bros. Pushed Roy out of Fraud Watch like so hard. I mean,
yeah,
they were
like
glazing
Roy.
him.
I kid you not. I was so perplexed. I was like, "Oh my god, why are they making Roy cool?" Because I was like, "What? Elwood? Elwood is cooler than this
Elliowood is
motherfucker.
cooler. He's also a better
Elwood is
unit. I played
cooler."
the English translation of Roy's game, and I shit you not, in the tutorial stage, Roy died. That's the first time I've ever gotten a game over in a Fire Emblem on the first chapter. He's that ass. It was not my strategic ability. He just missed every single time, and then he fucking died.
That's my lord.
Yeah,
That's
that's
my lord.
me when I'm a peasant
Come
seeing
get your lord,
yeah,
bro.
when I'm a peasant seeing my lord get run down on horseback. Just like, that's my lord right there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my lord right there. I'm getting enslaved. He was no, Sakurai was pouring honey on it. It was that like
Oh
that
my
Smash Bros did
god.
crazy PR for Roy. It's really impressive.
My god. Like just could you fucking imagine him dying on the floor? Roy's our boy. Roy's our
Yeah,
boy.
he's just
Roy's our
bleeding
boy.
out. Bro is not my boy in his own
That's not
playthrough.
my man's, bro.
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
him out of here.
yeah.
What? He's a required unit? He's my
I can't
lord?
let him
Oh,
go.
lord.
Yeah, I'm praying to a different lord at that point.
Praying to a different lord today. Oh my god. Oh, Fodlan, save me or whatever. But like, yeah, like I think I'm definitely like I hate that I thought this, but I was like, you know what? Combo Fiend had a point. Functions. These are
They
I'm
are
looking at
functions.
functions.
And I'm
I'm
gonna
looking
be
at
honest. Here's
functions.
my hot take. He was always right about that. He just let me reiterate because I don't want to get I don't want to get doxxed. What I mean is, in the end, every character is a function because you know what I see whenever a new character comes out. Oh, she has the white woman sweep, or she has Magneto loops and shit. And it's like, okay, you're talking about them like they're not their own character. You are talking about them like they are just a set of moves from previous fighting games. So are they not functions at that point? You're just thinking about them aesthetically at that point. I feel like that guy caught a lot of heat for something. I'm not even saying he's right to say that. I'm just saying you're all thinking it, so you can't get mad at that guy. for saying it. You're just mad because that Marvel game was going to be ass, which it was, but still.
I, what I would say is like, oh, by the way, to preface to anyone who doesn't know, years
Yeah, sorry,
ago
I didn't. I
in
put zero
in
context. Please go ahead.
the sort of when Marvel versus Capcom Infinite was being sort of uh, torn around the press circuit there, Combo Fiend, Peter Combo Fiend Rosa said something to the effect of, I don't have the exact quote in front of me, but like, oh, like this is in response to a question about having X-Men in the game.
Yeah.
And he says something along the lines of, oh, we think of these like them as more or less like functions, and like this character can fulfill that function, and sort of he's trying to sort of run cover for why
Yeah.
we know the truth of
The
why
IP.
they can't be in the game.
Yeah.
It's the IP.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Combo Fiend as a producer on the game has to run cover for what's sort of going on here, and he says this instead. This riles everyone up. At the time, what I would say is that I think he's wrong. I mean, I think he doesn't believe exactly what he said.
Yeah.
One, I think he doesn't believe
Yeah,
it.
he just had to say it.
He just had to say it. But two, like to the effect of like, I think I actually think he's right. He was right for a different reason.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's right for a different, not because of the aesthetic sort of comparisons people make, because people are still attached to those characters that they're making comparisons to.
Yes.
What I would say is more that I think people give less of a fuck than they think they do.
Yes.
And more than they think at the same time, because of recent events that have happened in the fighting game community, such as one, Heihachi coming back from the dead in Tekken.
Please let Heihachi be a function. Function Heihachi's ass, bro. We don't want to see this old
Please
man
function
anymore.
him, please, God.
Mr. Electric, function him right now.
Mr. Electric.
No, I agree. I think if he said something more like, unfortunately, we just can't put every character in every game, but for the characters we can't bring back, we're trying to make sure elements of their play style are, being
Yes.
represented elsewhere. Like if you liked Magneto's 8-way air dash, maybe you'll like Captain Marvel. And even if your favorite didn't make it, hopefully you'll find, a new favorite. If his PR game was not strong, which makes sense because
It was not strong.
Combo Fiend, he's just like a fucking guy who like played fighting games and was like good at it, right? They do that a lot with fighting games where, it's the same thing with like Seth Killian.
Seth Killian and Keats, they knew
his
they knew
PR
what
is
they,
way
they knew
better.
what they were doing.
Yeah, especially because Seth Killian doesn't talk that much, which I think is something that most people need to learn how to do. But yes, yeah, I going back to Engage specifically, they are indeed functions. In fact, they're so functiony that I wasn't even thinking about them in the characters themselves in terms of who they are. I was in my brain calling out whatever anniversary units they were attached to. You know what I mean? Like Alir was not Alir, it was Lynn. And Alir was the one who was like her stand, not the other way around. Like I should have was like, and I'll put Hector over here, like, which is really not good for your video game.
That's not good. That's not good. But isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Though? That like the anniversary game, and then putting like all the characters, and there's like, oh, remember this character, and so on and so forth. They overshadow these cardboard cutouts.
Yeah, by a significant amount. You have to wonder if it was purposeful, almost.
Well, but it's so strange. Like I bet, and the element of it, like sort of like them tagging along, and perhaps them being an overpowering figure on the other one. Honestly, we have to sort of make the comparison here to Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
My go. My go.
And to be honest, Mirage Sessions just has better characters.
Yes,
better
those character designs are phenomenal, and you're right because they are very similar in terms of like their aesthetic. Obviously, three or what is it? God, I just said it's my goat and I can't even remember the fucking name. Holy shit.
Tokyo
Mirage
Mirage.
Sessions, yes.
Yeah.
Um it
Or hashtag FE
yeah,
if you're
yeah,
feeling,
sharp fee. I don't know.
sharp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sharp fee if you're feeling nasty.
If
Obviously
you're
that has
feeling
like a
nasty.
more modern aesthetic, but yeah, those characters are. I got. Did you know I got the special edition for Tokyo Mirage Sessions on the Wii U?
No.
Yeah, I was all in on that game, and like always, I was right. That game is heat. A little longer than it needs to be, but I really enjoyed it. Anyways, it is interesting that those characters they have a because like they do look very similar aesthetically. Now that I'm thinking about it, but yeah, those characters have much better designs. They're also much more entertaining as characters. I mean, I
Yeah.
remember Eleanor's name, and I can't literally gun to my head if somebody told me to name a character in Fire Emblem Engage that's not Alear, I would just be like, just pull the trigger, bro. Just
Oh
fucking
God,
fire.
I'm
I'm
playing it
dead.
right now.
Yeah, you're playing it right now. Go
Um,
ahead, gun to your head.
um. Wait, hold on.
My trigger finger is getting itchy, bro.
Hold
Uh
on.
huh. Uh huh.
Oh my God, I'm fucking
You're dead.
dead.
You're dead. You're dead. Bang.
Wait. What's the mom's name? Oh fuck, I can't remember my mom's
Bro,
name.
2 bullets. I'm firing into the corpse now. You're gone. You're done.
Oh my God, that sucks.
There was like
That
Ivy,
sucks. This
right?
never happened to me in Fire Emblem. What?
Was Ivy a character?
I don't know.
I think so. She's like a villain, and I only remember her because she was bad. Like she was bad as hell.
Oh
I don't mean
wait.
bad like
No, I met
mechanically.
her.
She was hot.
I met her. Yeah.
That's all I
Yeah,
got.
yeah.
Okay, I guess I live.
You said she was bad, and so I was like, "Bing."
Yeah. See, and you know how I know that they agree with me? I'm popping over. Let me check. I always like to do this with particular Fire Emblem characters. There are one, two, three, four Fire Emblem Heroes alternative versions of Ivy besides her regular. Yep.
Oh.
There's the swimsuit one, the Santa one, the Snow Queen one. Oh wait, so three, and then her base. So yeah.
Yup.
That's all we got. Listen, intelligent
Um.
systems knows where their bread is buttered. That's all I'm saying.
I suppose. I suppose so. I think a Fire Emblem Heroes is a waste.
Horrible game.
It's an idea vacuum.
Yeah.
It's an idea vacuum. You know, I don't think I've ever used this term around you. When I say idea vacuum, I actually refer most gotchas as idea vacuums.
Okay.
Um, and I'm gonna say that why Fire Emblem Heroes. When my friend was playing that game,
Yeah.
and when he would tell me about shit, whatever the fuck that was happening in that game, like, and he'd say whatever the story thing was, he'd go, yeah, and look at this cool setting thing. I'm like, wow, that's a cool setting. He's like, yeah, and I'm like, wow, it's fucking wasted.
Yeah, in
on
this gotcha
fucking...
trash. Yeah, fully agree.
It's fucking wasted. I think I brought writ large. I think gotchas are idea vacuums.
Yes,
They are nexuses for interesting places, interesting specs and seeds of gameplay elements to go to then be monetized and or subdued or restrained into a model that must be fit
Yeah.
and cannot flourish.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I feel that way particularly not lately. I feel like the gotcha character design has kind of been homogenized in a lot of ways, but every now and then I'll see a character in a gotcha game and I turn into that guy who's talking to, I believe it's a cat on the other side of the window, and he's like, I'm gonna get you out of there. You don't belong there. I'm gonna get you out. That's how I feel sometimes. I'm like, we gotta do something. You can't just.
We gotta do something.
Yeah, like a lot of Arknight's characters, I feel that way. I'll be like, God,
yes.
you look so cool. I
stuff.
wish you didn't exist in this. That's what's nice
Yeah,
about Granblue.
absolutely.
They like, it's like, wow, this character's cool. I can't wait for them to
Yeah,
be in a game that I play, like Relink or
yeah.
Fantasy Versus.
Absolutely, like Granblue. I used to play Granblue the mobile game, and then I dropped that shit when I had to switch from my HTC phone,
Oh,
and I was like, yeah, whatever, I'm not going
I thought
back.
you were gonna say when you got a
Uh,
real job because Granblue is a job, but that makes sense too.
no, I never reached that echelon.
Oh,
Go
gotcha,
fuck
gotcha.
yourself if you ever think I'm gonna reach that point. No, no, no. But like I was never that was never gonna happen. I was never gonna. If you think I don't play MMOs, you think I'm gonna do that
That's
shit
true.
where
That's
I
true.
gotta.
Yeah, 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 for sure, for sure.
But when I dropped Granblue, and the thing that got me back into caring about Granblue was Granblue Versus.
Yeah.
When Granblue Versus comes out, I go, yeah, I remember this cast of characters, and then I go, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. I'm thinking I'm back to caring about what the hell, and looking at a YouTube video about whatever their side story was,
Yeah.
right? Um, and like I think the sort of the PR for like Games doing that is like, yeah, people can keep caring about Granblue via this method if
Yes.
they fall off over
Very
here,
smart
right?
strategy. They can have both camps. And I prefer that to them trying to make a console based gotcha, which is the dumbest fucking idea. I don't know why they keep trying to do this with other gotcha games. Like, what is it? Neverness to Everness? Also, the dumbest name I've
Neverness to
ever seen.
Everness is did that just come
I
out?
think
Is
it's
that what it
about
was? Just
to.
came
I
out?
don't know. It doesn't fucking
I think it's
it doesn't
about to.
matter.
Okay, yeah. It's unfortunately like it Never's that I'm not ZZZ kind of ate its lunch already in terms of aesthetic at
Yeah.
least. It's going for like a different thing in terms of like, oh, it's like an open world or whatever,
Yeah.
right? It's like you have a car and customization, and I think customization is it's one of its main draws or something in terms of what you can customize or whatever, but I don't know enough because no character design in that game is appealed to
Yeah.
me whatsoever.
Also, I would rather pay
um
$60 for that and be good to go. Idea vacuum, as you said.
you know but yeah, broadly I think Fire Emblem Heroes has sort of done this, and every time I've seen a concept from there, I go, you stole another idea for another actual game.
That could have
Thank
gone into an actual Fire Emblem. Yeah.
you. Thank you very much. Which is why I'm left with Engage here when I look at it, unfortunately. But regardless, like yeah, I'm enjoying the maps in Engage quite thoroughly right now. And thinking about sort of what I'm gonna do with whatever rings I get next. Since I don't know like the full suite
There's quite a few, especially
of
if you got the DLC. I think the DLC came with more. They put I remember they put the three houses people in the
houses in the
DLC because
DLC.
they knew the
Uh,
war criminal lovers were definitely gonna pay up to get
I
their team
straight
back.
up um I they're yes, they're influential. I straight up like think they are not they do not like they don't loom large to me, the three houses
Hmm. Well,
lords
I would say that
to me.
the three houses lords are kind of like the awakening cast in the sense that a new bunch of people hopped on three houses.
I see.
I know this because then they then got engaged and they were like, "What the fuck is this shit?" They thought that they were going to get another like political drama or whatever, and they didn't. This is an intelligence systems game. They want you to kill bandits who are always, not traditionally attractive next to your characters, which is a little weird. A little weird. No, I've noticed this across many Fire Emblem games. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
why they keep
right?
doing that.
Yeah, right.
And experience great strategic gameplay, and that's it. But Three Houses was made by Koei Tecmo. I feel like we talk about them once. Once we've talked about them in like every episode. Very prolific. So it's a different vibe. That I feel like
Yeah,
that's why you don't get that vibe from them because we've been playing Fire Emblem games since like the GBA existed, if not
yeah.
sooner. That's not me like trying to gatekeep or anything. I'm just saying we've been fans, so we've seen the cycles. And when you think about it, Fire Emblem Awakening came out I think 2012, so it was about time for a new batch of fans to show up in a new popular Fire Emblem
True,
game. So the timing
true.
is pretty I think it's pretty like on the dot. So
Pretty opportune for them, and with Fortune's Weave on the horizon, um, I think this. I think they're teeing up for hoping for another one.
yes,
In this way, considering the mood of that trailer, of that first trailer.
yes.
But yeah, I'm gonna continue to play. You won't probably hear about it from me in the coming week. You'll probably hear it again once I'm really deep in
Yeah,
there,
yeah, yeah.
or I'm finished. But I played one more thing, very short. Dice a Million.
Bless you.
This game.
Just kidding. Go ahead.
Dice a Million is hey, guess what? It's a pick three.
Okay.
It's a pick three. I basically I booted this game up because I was like, I was in the midst of the fighting. I was like, yeah, I'm playing Guilty Gear. Oh yeah, you know what? We don't have time to talk about how ass ABBA is in that
Oh
patch. We don't
yeah,
have time.
we'll have to say that for a follow up. But yes, we do need to talk about
Um,
that.
but like I was in the midst of my fighting game thing, and I was like, I need a game to like cool down after work and while I'm talking to other people.
Sure.
And Dice a Millie, I was like, you know what? What's in my queue? What's in my queue here? Queue is in my list, and I'm like, oh, Dice a Million. I haven't played this one. And it's a cool, like, it's like, hey, guess what? Balatro. Like, what if it were dice? Huh? What if it were dice instead? And then they get to do neat tricks on like dice mechanics. Let's say like one of the dice is a Rubik's cube. When you roll the
Oh.
Rubik's when you roll the Rubik's cube, the Rubik's cube breaks into different pieces, and then those colors
Oh.
correspond to what else you've rolled there
I
as well,
see.
right? There's a lot of I haven't even scratched that much. I've only beaten the first boss. Um, let's say for example, the first boss is like an even one, and that means that every time I roll even numbers, um, I get a times two bonus on my roll. But if I don't roll even and I roll an odd number on whatever die it was, then I get times zero, which means I roll nothing. And so that means preparing for whatever that is,
Yeah,
right?
building
There's no
accordingly.
building accordingly. So far as I know, there's no equivalent like in Balatro, where sometimes Balatro will give you like a oh, here's this to skip that boss or change that boss,
Mhm.
as it were, right? Or rather, or just change the boss to something else that you can manage with your current like deck, or as it were. Here, I guess I'm playing CeeLo. I'm playing CeeLo. CeeLo for those who know, by the way. CeeLo for those who know. If you were up there in the school playing CeeLo in the
Oh
bathroom,
my god.
holla at me. Holla at me. um, but like it's one of it needs to say it's one of those. It definitely has more tricks up its sleeve I haven't seen yet. It's very aesthetically pleasing. There's also another thing where it's in a giant hand. What I can only describe to you is in shorthand, no pun intended, as a master hand type of glove like thing you're wearing
Mhm.
that's like rolling the dice, and you get to have different rings, and those customize. I think you get to have like 6 rings at least on your fingers in order to like different modifiers, different effects, different ways you can build, and then even different hands you can get that sort of customize like how you're gonna do that run. Like in Balatro equivalent, that'd be like, let's say I'm playing the standard deck, the red deck, and then okay, now I'm in the yellow deck, stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, if you like Balatro, it's a very good one of those so far, honestly. If you're looking for that sort of thing.
Neat, neat. Interesting that, excuse me, interesting that Balatro is kind of becoming a genre in the same way that Vampire Survivors uh, was as well. One of those
Oh, oh
defining
yeah.
hits. Neat.
I played how many Vampire Survivors likes did I play when it was in fresh? It was like 5 of them,
Mm.
just to see what the climate was on that one.
Yeah. None of them seem to stick the same way
No,
Vampire Survivor does. But that's because,
20 minutes till dawn is the one that
yeah,
like kind of like, oh, I played it around a
pretty neat.
decent bit, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe if those fucking devs also paid Square Enix to put Saga in their game, I'd play those too. So chop chop. We're gonna ignore the
Chop
part where you
chop.
need
You
to
know what to
make a bunch
do.
of money from your game to even be able to do that, but we'll
You
just
you need to make money where you don't give out. You're like, yeah, here's some money, please, please. That was definitely a thing to
yeah.
do, sir. That
No,
was just for the
he
hell
was
of it.
he just loves it, and I respect that. That's exactly how I'd be spending money if I was like a multi-millionaire for my video game. I'd be like, I'm putting together a team. We're gonna make Chrono Trigger 2 one way or another. Or I guess 3, sorry. Chrono Cross is an
Three
actual
Chrono
sequel.
Cross,
Yeah, yeah.
Chrono Cross. Yeah. I didn't finish Chrono Cross back then.
We're not gonna talk about
I
that
don't
right
know if I
now.
ever will,
Just
but
shut
okay,
up. Just shut up and let's talk about the news, shall we?
okay, okay.
Let's not talk
Do
about this.
you you want a break or you want a break for water? Or you're good.
Oh no, I am hydrated. I just mute and take a swig when you're yapping actually.
Oh, that's fine.
I'll do that and get up too, I'm not gonna lie. And then just sit back down to reply by the time you're done. Behind the scenes
It's
with Noob now.
crazy.
Hey,
It's
hey,
crazy.
hey, are you stretching? Listener? Get up and stretch. If you're not. Dog, listen,
Yeah, you should
especially if
stretch.
you're
You should
young,
stretch.
that shit catches up to you quick. Stretch.
Yeah, stretch right now. You don't want sciatica.
No, it's not. If you can't feel your pinky toes, you're in deep shit. Ask me how I know. It took a lot of work to feel my pinky toes again. You gotta stretch.
Stretch it right now.
We'll
And while you stretch,
get into the news.
we should get into the news. Maybe maybe you'll get up because you don't want to hear this.
I'm gonna get up and walk away.
But first on the docket, one of the more impactful things is Epic Games pins their Fortnite comeback on the Disney partnership. This is some revisionist history.
It is. It is.
I think in the making. This is some high level schmoozing.
Yeah. They're listen, this is why I can't run a business, because I can't fuck around like this. I am too honest. Like I literally, my brain is not rotted enough and dishonest enough to move like these ghouls do. So
Super funny here. We need to put this in context. Like Epic laid off about a week or two ago 1,000 employees.
yep.
And Disney also laid off 1,000
I actually
employees
didn't hear about
in
that
lockstep.
one.
Yes. Which is a very interesting very interesting number for both of them, considering the rumors surrounding them that they may be Disney might be eyeing Epic. The fact that they're so in lockstep, the fact that there's schmoozing here, is concerning.
Yeah.
if is concerning, quite honestly. I have some choice things here that I took note of here. So I'm laughing at this. So we got some choice tidbits about sort of the inner workings of what's going on at Epic here. I'm gonna read this quote verbatim from the article here.
Sure.
Quote, and this is concerning rumors that hearsay that like Vogel, who is one of the big shots in terms of development there, is like cursing at employees. It goes, this is just not true, Markman said. Meetings at Epic are directed at discussing and debating plans and ideas, while Vogel, quote, drives our ambitious timelines, quote, Bloomberg, quote, is conflating cursing for emphasis with cursing at people. This is so fucking funny.
It's just, oh my god, dude. I don't even know what to say. You know what's actually, I do know one thing to say. I've been in an environment like this when I worked at a startup. Horrible experience. I could spend hours talking about it. But I will say, the person who acted this way made the same kind of excuses when I finally found another job and quit and explained to them why I was leaving. Um, Anybody who says this is a horrible person. I know exactly how this guy is moving, and he's saying words
Mm-hmm.
that we can't even say on this podcast. And this is not a professional, joint. Like we're not.
We're not, yeah.
There's no HR department at the Gigi Habibi headquarters. So I know this dude fucking sucks. I mean, we knew already, but when you say something like that, it's like when you're like bobbing and weaving like you're fucking Little Knack, trying to justify the way that you like operate. I know this dude's throwing shit. I know he's, kicking things over. I know that like exactly how this guy is moving. And this is why I believe in like heaven and hell existing. I have to.
For peace of
Yeah, yeah,
mind.
yeah, yeah. Because if this guy gets to do all this shit and then die peacefully in his sleep, my brain will just explode. Like it will start leaking out my ears. So that's why I am where I am. So
I couldn't when I read this. I was aghast. I was like, this is like if I said, yeah, when Kanye was showing the people at Nike the porn, they were just in the room. He wasn't showing the porn to
he
anyone.
was just jerking it
They
on
were
his
just
own.
he, he was just he was just jerking it on his own in the room with everyone. He was just watching the porn. But he
God,
was just in the room and that's it. It wasn't the porn wasn't directed at anyone. It wasn't at their eyeballs. He just had it up, you know, on the big screen.
God.
It's insane stuff, and definitely makes sense considering the next quote when on their sort of point about ambitious timelines, which is quote Sweeney, who is also deeply involved in day-to-day operations, was known to change his priorities quickly, which sometimes left employees scrambling to deliver products on time or in an unpolished state. Like this has been known, like for Fortnite to keep up the timelines that it does,
Mm-hmm.
and like the sort of directives and switching on a dime according to what they think the culture is, uh, had to have taken. Yeah, I just got a call from Sweeney, who said that we should just all be making little SpongeBob's right now.
Yeah. It's I mean, what is it with game devs all being like this, by the way? Like why are they all like I don't understand. And all of them always are just like constantly switching it up. Like it's like they I mean, it's almost like they don't know how to run a business. But actually it's not even just game guys. Like CEOs at companies that I've worked at are also like this. They'll just drop some shit and move on and then everybody has to like follow behind them and stop the dishes from hitting the floor like fucking Jackie Chan in one of his movies. It's embarrassing. Please read.
Stop the presses. Stop the presses.
Yeah, literally, it's just like we're doing. No, I won't make that joke because there's news about that later. But anyways,
Mm-hmm.
I think the other thing, or was there more you wanted to go into there? Because I was about to bring up the other link that I posted that's related to this.
Oh yeah, you're. Oh, I see.
Yes.
I
Did
see.
did you
I
see
mean,
this? Have we talked about this?
we haven't talked about it on here, but we just kind of went. Oh,
Oh
I see.
yeah. Wait, I need to read what you said. Um, what did you say exactly? Oh yeah, I said cool. We're talking about this headline that is apparently not an onion piece. You ellipses at me like Leon. You ellipses at me like my favorite Final Fantasy protagonist. You just hit me with the dots. So let me read this headline. Um, Epic Games is working on multiple Disney games, including an extraction shooter similar to Arc Raiders with Disney characters set to launch in November. Now, these are words that are, most of them, probably all of them, are not in the Bible. maybe excluding like prepositions and shit, the basic building blocks of language, in English, anyways. That's the first thing I want to say. The second thing is, I will say now they're saying Disney characters. You immediately think it's like, is Goofy gonna hold an AK-47? No, that would be really funny, but no. They have a lot of IP. This could be a Star Wars extraction game. You know what I mean? This could be a Marvel extraction game. Um, so we don't know what it's going to be. I really want it to be Disney characters though. That'd be really funny. Like a Disney princess extraction shooter. Fuck it. Why not?
We ball, yeah, yeah. They get to have their their one bit where they're they're what's the one Disney bit where they're all it's all the princesses and they're taking
Oh, and Wreck-It Ralph,
they,
the
yeah,
Squeakle.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Squeak
I
cool,
think.
is that what you
Yeah,
said?
yeah, yeah. But I think it was the second one. Um, the other thing that's wild about this, again, this is another aspect that's very clearly well timed in what will probably inevitably be the epic purchase. Um, why is everybody chasing after extraction shooters? I don't get it. What I mean by this is, maybe you'll disagree with me here. When people chase MMOs, that made sense. They wanted World of Warcraft money. When people chased battle royales, that made sense. They want Fortnite money. And there's a level of accessibility to both of those genres. Extraction shooters are not like that. Arc Raiders is the exception, I guess, but it doesn't really capture the people who like extraction shooters the same way that Marathon does, which by all accounts is a very good and engaging game that not many people are playing because it's very impenetrable, and
Yep.
has a very high ceiling. So when I say I don't understand why people are chasing after this, it's like, you know, when you want a bazillion dollars, you need to try and get the lowest common denominator. And I feel like people who play extraction shooters have own computers. And that sounds wild, but I'm saying I've talked to people who are 25 years old and have not seen an actual PC tower in their entire lives. This is a real thing.
Mm.
Those are not those people are not gonna fucking play extraction shooters. I don't think. They're playing Fortnite on their phone. Um, and so I feel like this is gonna bomb. We're gonna talk about another thing that sounds like it's going to be an extraction shooter.
Do you want to bring it up
Yeah, sure,
now?
fuck it.
This is the
Yeah,
only
yeah,
other
yeah, yeah.
extraction shooter
So
thing
apparently,
now.
why not? Let's just pull it. We can move right into that. PlayStation's Fairgames. Um, no more dollar sign, man. Fucking R.I.P. to the dollar sign in Fairgames. It is apparently also going to get an extraction shooter mode at the very least. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be a full pivot. I will read this incredible quote. Reports and rumors of the game throughout its development have said that playtesters found the game, quote, not fun, end quote, which Insider Gaming understands has been a persistent problem throughout the game's development. Yeah, that's a little bit of a fucking problem when your
That's
video
a
game's
fucking
not fun.
problem. If the video game is not, guys, I got some bad news. They told me the video they told me no nuanced dialogue. They just said not fun. Not fun. That's all we
Could you
got back from the
imagine? Yeah, you're
testers.
like the playtester and you're just like, not fun, bro. This shit's ass. Actually, that would be at least have you know, the opposite of love is indifference. Not fun feels like you're really hitting that
Yeah.
point.
Oh my god. This
It's
is
such a
I
disaster.
this the fair games is like what we think the output is going to be, what it's been rumored to be, how long it's taken. I and adding this the yeah we might do we skirt a pivot, just in case it catches any fire like this. There's no I It's so hard to believe to that this thing is going to come out.
Yeah.
It's so
It's
hard
it's
to believe.
interesting. Why are they I'm curious why they're pushing it. Uh, it like I assume they've just poured too much money into it to like let it go because it's not like Sony hasn't had an issue um getting rid of.
Canceling
Yeah,
games.
they love that shit. They cancel things that I really want. So why are they not canceling this game that nobody wants? It's very strange to me. um Also, so for people who don't know, this game, I guess it's no one knows what it is. I'm not even gonna pretend like I know what it is. It is being made by a studio called Haven Studios. They have never released a game before Sony purchased them. And
Nope.
one thing I didn't know, I knew that Jade Raymond was like running this game. I didn't know that she founded Haven Studios. She founded this studio and then left it in last year. I knew she had left it and I knew that she was a part of the game. I didn't know that she made the company. What the fuck?
Yes. Actually, a lot of Sony, like big alum, do this, don't they? They jump a lot. Amy Hennig,
Amy Henning.
Jade
If I find
Raymond.
out Amy Henning is on a game, I'm avoiding that game with the plague. Like,
Oh my
this woman
god,
is that
no,
woman has not
no,
finished
no,
anything in like a
no.
100 years. And I don't mean that as a player. I mean as somebody who's working on that game. Because that's like it's like a horseman showing up. It's like I gotta find new work. Because whatever we're working on, if she's there, it's cursed.
It might be cursed. Like yeah, I'm blanking, but there are other Sony alum that like you hear, oh yeah, they went and made this studio or they joined X or Y studio, and you go, oh, well, what's the clock until they leave in like 2 years?
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
because it's
What's
like
funny? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no. I was gonna mention remember start 1313. Remember
Well,
that?
yeah, I was going to say that she was working with Amy Hennig on that. Jade Raymond was working on that game as well.
Yeah.
Um, and then, from what I recall, she left EA to be the vice president and head of Google's Studios Stadia Games in Japan.
Yes, yes, yes,
Oh my god.
yes.
It's
We got a stadium mention in the third
let's go. It
episode.
took it quicker than I expected, I'm not gonna lie. It won't be the last. It won't be the last. It's always funny
Will
finding
be
out
the
who worked on
last.
that shit. It's like the new ya, you could say. The new Ouya.
the the new year is so great.
Yeah. There's just something really uh it hits a funny part of my brain reading a headline that's like PlayStation executive Jade Raymond leaves studio she founded. Something about that, it's like eating a jawbreaker. It's just like I don't know how to describe it, but this game's gonna be ass. Anyways, if
I
it
don't
comes
even know
out,
that it comes
we'll
out.
see. We'll
I don't
see.
even know
We'll
that it
see.
comes.
You'd think it'd be done by now, but
You think?
you
Wouldn't
you'd
you?
think.
Well, you think? And to speak to like the broader point about extraction shooters, I think the industry, the people in the industry are probably like looking at this genre and they're going, we like this is just like an extension of like to your point of like there's no proven like sort of quote unquote like blockbuster success with the genre as it were like yes Tarkov is there but there's no like and then an entire company like formed and it's like one of the it's like not, that's not really happened but I think it's the trepidation from studios like well we don't want to miss the next best
Yes.
big thing
Yeah.
and they're searching for the next big thing and they're going well maybe this is the next big thing and now we're in sort of the manufacturing stage of not well if it's not the next big thing what if we can make it the next big thing and
Manufacture
they'll
consent.
use yeah, and they're and this we didn't talk about this, but what was it the CEO of the studio that owns that actually owns Arc Raiders, like coming out and saying it's a Trojan horse for AI. Um, and in such a way, I think it was an investor meeting.
That's wild.
But like I think, oh, you didn't hear about that one?
I didn't realize that that was a direct quote. I thought that was a description.
Yeah, he said it was a Trojan
He just
horse.
said
It
that.
was like
Oh,
a,
okay, cool.
yeah, he just said that. And I know what he meant in context, but it doesn't sound
Wild choice
good.
of words. Yeah. As we all know, the Trojan
um,
horse was a great thing that's never done anything bad.
it was a wonderful
Yeah,
thing.
definitely not
I rode
used.
that all the way through the first stage in Steel Ball
Yeah,
Run.
yeah, yeah. It's perfect. It's definitely not used to describe viruses that destroy your computer either. That's not the
No,
case. No.
no, no, I don't know. And what I would say though is Arc Raiders perhaps is, I think other players in the space are banking on Arc Raiders being sort of the massage sort of game that eases people into this genre to then try and be the one that makes the yes, and we're the big one also now,
Mhm.
because there's only room for two, maybe three in the space at any time. And if you're not one of those three, well, it's your play, Fair
Yep, yep.
Games. It's your
If you're not first, you're
play.
last type shit. Yeah.
If you're not first, you're last. I will say in regards to the Disney extraction shooter, which sounds still fake as it comes out of my mouth.
Yeah.
um, I I I gotta say it sounds so unappealing,
Mm-hmm.
and what I mean by that is Disney Dreamlight Kingdom.
Oh, you're not a fan? You're not dreaming about
No,
lands? He said, you didn't
no.
even let me finish. He said, no. No, and fuck off. No, and don't ask me stupid
I
questions. That's fair.
I I'm sorry. I just look at that. I know some people have fun with that thing or whatever. I look at that thing, and I look at the most cynical in the most cynical light possible. It's just so naked to me in what it wants. Quite honestly. And it's just like, yeah, yeah, it's smashing the figurines together, but like there's something so naked about its intent,
Yeah.
you know.
There was a really good Kingdom Hearts article on The Verge, or sorry, I think it was on Polygon before it got bought out and is like ass now. Um,
mm,
and it was specifically about like crossovers. I think the headline was something like Kingdom Hearts made crossovers cool, cursing us all and itself too. I believe Maddie Myers wrote it, and it was very much
mm-hmm.
about like how exhausting this whole multiverse aspect has become. You're smashing the thing about smashing the action figures together is that we do that when you're a fucking toddler, right? You know, you grow out of that, don't you? We're like, using that as like a descriptor for a piece of media does not entice me in any way, because it's just like if I wanted to do that, I would use actual um, toys. I would play with actual toys. I'd mash them together, and I would have more dignity than the people, the executives who are asking for these games to come out. Dead ass. Like,
I'm not against smashing the figurines together. I think gotcha games are an extension of this. Also,
you're
I think
not.
they're
It's this
smashing
isn't helping.
figurines together. I'm just.
Let
I
me
mean,
get there.
like,
Let me get there.
I let me get there. But besides the mono point, it's fine to smash the dolls together and so on and so forth. But like the business models that always sort of backdrop all of this,
Mm-hmm.
like it makes that feel insidious.
Yes.
And I think it's especially insidious because of the fact of Disney's one, IP power, and two, the demographics that it tends to serve.
Yes.
And like there is a pipeline of children undoubtedly who play Disney Dreamlight, and like who like watch Disney movies because their parents showed them Disney movies, then they play Disney Dreamlight, and they get sort of massaged into that sort of ecosystem,
Yes.
right? Via this way, and that is a particular insidious thing. I think it's because Disney sort of has this children demographic that can be sort of, you can raise gamblers
Pipeline.
as you do in the
A
U.S.
pipeline.
You know,
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, Disney has a ton of gacha games too. I think they shut down a
yeah,
couple recently, but they still have many. There's like Disney Pixel RPG or whatever the fuck. They had some three skill turn based RPG that was basically Epic 7. So you're right. If you play this game long enough, you do eventually get either an 18-year-old who doesn't know any better and will swipe their credit card, or a 16-year-old who definitely doesn't know any better and will ask their parents to swipe their credit card. Um,
mm,
I do agree with that. There, because it's different from like something like Smash Bros. Or really crossover fighting game characters in general, except for whatever the fuck is going on with King of Fighters right now. But like, you know, Terry in a Capcom game, or Sakurai's utter devotion to maximizing the amount of energy that he's put into every single character that shows up in Smash Bros. It feels a little bit more
yeah.
genuine from an artistic perspective. It doesn't feel quite. I don't know. Maybe it's just because this might be a blind spot for me, to be honest. Maybe it's just because I'll
Mm.
glaze Sakurai, to be honest. But like, would somebody who's trying to sell Rob to me? You know what I mean? Like, what money do you get out of putting in the fucking virtual boy
Virtual
mascot
boy mascot
into
in
Smash Bros.
there.
But even then, I would say that at the tail end of Smash Bros. Life, it was particularly Ultimate. It kind of started to fall into the same sort of thing, honestly, because it's just like the Minecraft guy, the fucking Sora. Who gives a shit that Sora's in Smash Bros? Sorry, I don't.
People care.
Okay,
People
but
care
dog,
about
you want to know
that.
something? You want to know something? Sora has been in Nintendo consoles X number of times. Let's run through it real quick. Chain of Memories. It was okay. Okay? All right? We're there. Recoded. Cool gameplay, ass story. Sure. Fine. 3D, the Kingdom Hearts game that ruined the series because I mean, just fucking play it and you'll know. And then most recently, the collection on the Switch that you have to stream. You have to stream the game. You have to.
Okay, I'll shit on that collection all day
Okay,
though.
but
That
those
shit
okay,
was
so those are all the
the
instances.
audacity.
Those are all the instances Sora has shown up on Nintendo consoles. Who cares that he's in Smash Bros? Who cares?
What do you
No,
mean?
I don't
Chain
care.
of Memories is good. He
That's
should
not
be
enough.
in there for Chain of
No, 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 no,
Memories.
no, no.
Yes, it is.
No, that's not
It's
enough.
enough.
No, that's not
It's
enough.
enough.
That's not enough. That's
It's
not
enough.
enough.
Rob is in there.
It's
Rob
okay,
is
but
in
that's
there.
not.
Rob is in.
That's not enough. When Isaac is your GBA poster child and you make him an assist trophy. Sorry. At this point, you're just
Well,
kind
you
of
know what?
catering.
That's their problem. That's their.
Whose problem?
They made that decision.
Camelot's or Soccer Eyes?
Sakurai's. That's Sakurai's problem. He made it his fucking choice. That's his problem. He should have decided better. He should have decided better. But that's not me. That's not me over there.
I will
That's not me.
say, like, it's not like Ultimate is the worst example of this. Because, again, I always point to it when I see a new character show up in Fortnite and they have the same exact body type as all the other characters. They move the exact same way. There's literally, like, no thought put into it. They take Peter and make him buff because you gotta be buff in Fortnite. You can't be anything besides that. You have to have this exact hitbox type of thing.
Yeah.
So that's different. Like there is more thought put into it in Smash Bros than other series.
I think there's absolutely like more thought. Like there's more love and more thought, and I think that's very apparent. And I think the Fortnite example, I find it funny that the only time Fortnite sort of did something sort of remotely different is K-pop Demon Hunters, where they kind of just straight up got the model. It seems.
Yeah, well, because that was the fastest turnaround I've seen from an IP existing to being in Fortnite. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't, I'm not I'm not in Fortnite like that, but I literally can't think of anything that showed up faster. It was so quick. It makes sense to me that they just exported the models because they were like, we gotta get this in, bro. This shit's popping. Like,
that sounds like a Sweeney fucking moment.
yeah,
that sounds like a call from Sweeney.
You said, hey, my niece or whatever, she's into this K-pop Korean hunter shit. I don't know. Anyways, it's like #1 on Netflix, so you should probably get that into Fortnite. I'm giving you 3 months, and if you don't, I'm gonna lay off 1,000 of you. With the secret, obviously, being that they laid off 1,000 people anyways. Make a good game, anyway. Get laid off. Make a bad game, get laid off. Just stand there. Sorry, you're getting laid off.
Stand there. You're laid off.
I got laid off from that. I'm not even in that fucking company. Never
stand right there. Wait. Before you go. Oh, sorry. I'm getting word I laid you off again. I'm sorry.
It's just doing it twice, just to really appease the shareholders. God.
Oh, if we put a minus on there, it'll mean we get double.
We get double. It's plus. Okay. Let's get to the next one, shall we?
Oh god! And I also remember with Kingdom Hearts there. I remember an article by Julie Muncie. I think it was in on Waypoint back
when that existed.
Back when that existed. I saw, actually, funnily enough, I saw a notification pop up on my Apple Podcasts, and I saw it, and it said, I think it was a Be Good and Rewatch It was their movie thing, and I was like, what? Why does this have a new thing? And then I click it, and it's Vice Culture or something. Like they're trying to attempt again. The whoever's there, I don't really know who's there, but whoever is there is trying to, and they're making strictly an appeal to like, and we're gonna have stars, and it's gonna be a culture thing, and we're gonna it's very funny to see that. But Julie Muzzy had an article on Kingdom Hearts, and like sort of like they're like to what you're saying about like seeing them all smashed together. This is also what Kingdom Hearts is. Also, seeing Sora and Final Fantasy characters and Disney characters smashed together, I'm smashing the pieces together. Yeah, quite honestly.
Yeah, well,
and that one too.
Yeah, Smash Bros. Literally is about like the whole conceit of the first one is the master hand is taking action figures and smashing them together. So
that shit is lit.
Yeah.
Guess what? That shit is lit. But it's not lit when they're going, and now give me money.
Yeah.
Give me money for every single figure you want to smash together. Give me money for every single one. Honestly, we're just gonna shit on trading card games at this point in the program.
Dog, I haven't been meaning to talk to you about like bringing on guests. If we ever talk about card games, we need Elle here to talk about that, because they have very strong opinions that I think are in alignment with ours. But they are like deep into I can't even remember the name. See, Magic the Gathering, and how it is becoming the smashing toys together card game. So yeah, there's a lot to dig into there.
All right. I say, let me break for one bit.
Sure.
I'm gonna get a water.
Yes.
I've returned.
Hello.
I'm one of those. I'm the only one in this house who drinks cold water. So I have like an entire glass bottle that I drink from.
Okay.
And when company is coming over, and I know that, I go okay, and then I clean the glass bottle, and then I refill it with cold water.
Gotcha.
And then I put it in the fridge.
I used to drink cold water like that, but something happened. It doesn't agree with me anymore, and now I'm a room temperature girly.
Well, it's actually better for you. Room temperature is categorically better for you.
Oh, okay.
Cold water. It's actually worse on my stomach. But
Right.
I would never give that
I okay,
out.
gotcha. Are we leaving this in? I'm leaving this in. I don't know why I asked. This
I'm
is
leaving
staying.
this
Okay,
in.
cool.
I'm leaving this in.
All right, are we on
um,
to the next piece, or was there?
yes, we're on to
Okay,
the
okay.
next there.
All right, I believe this one's yours.
Yes. So, we talked about the Triple I
We
initiative
did.
a couple back there. And it did happen. I was at work, so I kind of loosely watched it. And then I fully watched it. I was like, what did I just see exactly? Um, Triple I initiative, for those who don't remember, it's a sort of a, I would say, analogous to a Day of the Devs. If you know what Day of the Devs
Yeah,
is, kind of deal. Showcase of a bunch of games. Not too much fluff. Day of the Devs has much more.
a lot
I
of
suppose.
interviewing and things like that.
More interviewing, more twee, I would say, sort of mood, because Double Fine is sort of the one who orchestrates Day of the Devs there, I believe.
Yes.
Um, and but here it's like they very much an emphasis on just games, nothing
Yeah.
else. You know, roll it, roll it, roll it. You know, keep it going,
Mhm.
and the only breaking to just do Adult Swim bits about how it's
Yeah,
just
it was
games,
very Adult Swim
essentially.
about it.
um.
Any
So
highlights, standouts for
the
you?
things that sort of caught my eye,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna actually talk about the games first per se. Did you watch the segment I had alluded to
No, I didn't have
in
enough.
the
I did not have
notes?
any time to do that. I do know the game though, so I'm curious. What was in it? Was this like a? I couldn't tell if you meant this in like a negatively coded way or positively. So I'm curious.
That's the
Oh,
point.
okay.
What I'm talking about is the post. So I'll first talk about the post game show. So the Triple I initiative here had a post game show. They had a first half where it's just games, 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 and then they had a post game show where select games had their own like sort of extensive sort of demos, a la something like let's say the Xbox showcase. Sometimes they'll show like a, like an extended bit, or at time in times past, if you guys remember, and at E3s they would show the trailers, and then they go, okay, here's some stuff throughout the day, people walking around booths, and here's like extended looks at the game, sort of thing, right? That sort of ordeal. The first game was something called Shift at Midnight,
Yes.
and it opens up uh like sort of like a YouTube essay, I would say.
Really? Oh, I do
Um,
need to watch this.
yeah.
I need to find time. That's my bad.
Um, it opens up like a YouTube essay. In short, this developer made one game. It's on Steam. There, the name is escaping me right now. Um, but he made one game, didn't do great at all, really. And he thought, okay, I need a way. I need to make something to make money
Yeah.
to be
And how do
successful.
you do that?
And he thought, I should make a horror game.
Mm-hmm.
The problem, he hates horror games. He hates being scared.
Okay.
But he said I should make a horror game because that's what's popular. And the entire video, and it's pretty long for like a sort of like thing, and this kind of sets the tone for like what the rest of these are, and which I think this makes the Triple I Interactive stark in contrast to other showcases, where he kind of just chronicles his like process of making the game, his thought process about why he would do it, and his angle. And his angle is an angle I loathe. Really, I get why you do it, but I loathe it, which is virality. His
Yes.
plan is to uh, appeal to the top three sort of big players in the sort of YouTube horror game space,
Hmm.
and get those guys to play his
Yeah.
game. One of them being Markiplier, the other being, oh god, it's escaping me. There's just two other big horror game people. One of them is very
Uh,
intermittent,
one of them
and
is
he doesn't.
working on the Bloodborne movie. I believe that is who you are thinking of. If I'm
Jacksepticeye, Jacksepticeye.
that is not a
I
game. That
can't
is not
believe
a
you
streamer.
activated.
By the way, that is a direct. He's not actually directing it. I don't think he is involved though.
He's involved, yes. But one of them was Jacksepticeye, and then the third one, like was harder. I think he only managed to get Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, but he basically just sort of chronicled his sort of process on making the game, his thought process about marketing, how like the response to players, how people were receiving, what happens when I try to just shoehorn like a multiplayer mode
Mhm.
like really fast, promising like a stretch goal, and then oh my god, I made the stretch goal too fast. I couldn't make the feature in time.
Mhm.
Like it's a really interesting peek behind the curtain, and not just like because we get a bunch of peeks behind the curtain. If you want an incredible peek behind the curtain, you could go watch Double Fine's documentaries on
Yeah,
YouTube.
that's not
Those
that's not
are
a
some
peek,
of
bro.
the
They've
most.
opened the curtains. They opened the
They
curtain.
open
They
the
opened the
curtain
back
for you.
door. It's unlocked. Come take a look.
Maybe someone's
Yeah,
crying. You don't
yeah.
know.
You can hear them when you
Um,
step in.
but like this is a very interesting peek about okay, what does a indie developer think they have to sort of be doing in this space in order to get by,
Yeah,
after having what he would I guess regard as a flop, making a game he wanted to make in the first
yeah.
place instead of a game he thinks he needs to make
Hmm.
in second place, and it was really interesting. I hate that he has to think about it this way
Yeah.
and that he had to strategize this at all, and what it felt like I was watching it do to him, kind of in sort of like a like I have to think of like a PR company sort of style way, and like not just like kind of making something like because he really, really wants to make it, as it were. Like, yes, it ended up being kind of a fun process for him in a sort of challenging, secondary
Yeah.
way. But it's not something he wanted to do at the outset. It's
The
something
eff-
he thought he needed to do in order to be able to keep doing this
yeah, the
thing,
effects of
in a broad
capitalism
sense.
infected him.
You
Have
know.
you seen the thumbnail for Shift at Midnight?
Yes.
Okay. So you know what I'm talking about or what I'm about to say, which is that even having seen that like thumbnail before, I was like now that I have that context, it makes it even funnier. Um for like just to describe it to the listener, think of literally any viral horror game. Repo, um, that dog shit one with the in the toy factory that
Oh,
Markiplier has also
oh
played.
my God, what's it called?
You know what I'm talking about?
Poppy's Playhouse.
Yeah. Um, Literally like any of those. The all had the exact same thing. Repo actually changed theirs. Remember with the fucked up emoji that was like the
Yes,
thumbnail
I
for a
hate
while?
that. I hate that thing.
Yeah, yeah. But then they realized, wait a second, we have something iconic on our hands with the actual playable characters in Repo, which they did. Those designs are very endearing.
Yeah.
So even that thumbnail is visible here. I get what you mean about that whole process. Um, it's interesting. I mean, in a perfect world, you wouldn't have to worry about that because you know capitalism wouldn't like be a thing. Um, but I guess I understand why you would go there, but like I feel like you're obviously I can't speak for him, but it almost feels like he's gone from one end to the far end of the other. You know what I mean? Like he went from my game bombed to I want my game to be like a vampire survivors level hit. You know what I mean? Like I
Mm.
wanted to and I know I made that joke earlier and maybe because this game will be popular. Maybe he'll get to, make the game he actually wanted to make after this one. Um but yeah, there's something deeply depressing about that. Um if because if if I had the time and money and honestly skill to make a game, I would make. I would just do Grandia again because nobody's done Grandia, shockingly, in
In
like
a while.
decades. Child of Light was like the last game with
Lord.
Grandia
Yeah.
type combat. Literally, I've searched and searched and searched, and nothing has like Grandia type combat. Maybe nobody's done it because it wouldn't be successful. I don't know. I do wonder if that game would bomb for me if I made it. Um, but I feel like I'd much prefer what this guy wanted to make. But I had never heard about this guy until
Yeah.
Shift at Midnight became a thing. I think somebody actually streamed the demo in our Discord a couple months ago. So yeah, I honestly don't have I don't have a solution. It's depressing for sure.
And
That
and
is rough.
and creating the pro and filmmaking this process and then having this process be like a video in and of itself and like acts as the force multiplier marketing thing as well,
Force
right?
Markiplier. Yeah.
Force um it's I get it. I just I don't know what it does to his like your brain because he's thinking like, yes, I got this many wish lists and like I got
He's
this many people watched it and then
you're
like,
worried he's turning into Mr. Beast. You don't want to turn into Mr. Beast.
yes,
I
I
just
don't want
realized
you.
this this
I don't want you
summarizes
to
it.
turn into. Yes, I don't want you
Yeah.
to turn into Mr. Beast trying to chase success so that
Yeah.
you can sort of theorize that you're gonna make something you actually want to make, and then maybe like in 5 years you go, okay, I never made that thing. I kept making something else. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's do you know how much the Undertale Kickstarter made?
I do
Did you
not.
know that Undertale was a Kickstarter?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. There are many people who don't know this. Undertale, first of all, had a goal of
Mm,
$5,000. It made around 50K, if I recall correctly.
mm.
That's not a small amount of money,
No.
but it's also not even um, the salary of like probably any engineer in the entirety of the United States. Like,
Yeah.
I actually can't think of like where you would be paid 50K. 50K. Um, I don't know if you know this, Al. This Undertale game, it's like it's a little popular. I know at least two or three people who have
Yeah.
played
Yeah.
Undertale. Um, and what I mean to say by all of that is like you don't even have to make a ton of money for your game to like blow up. Maybe you should consider Kickstarter as another avenue. I don't know. I don't know. It's easy for me to sit here on my gaming chair high horse. Um, but I'm also not even really saying that out of a sense of like disdain. It's really like empathy.
Mm.
I was like, I want you to make the thing that you want to make. That's why I'm sitting here trying to like, because I am very like solutions based. My sister hates it, but whenever hear a problem, I'm like immediately like, I gotta fix this, which probably speaks to the engineering part of me. But I am just sitting here like, what can we do for this guy? It doesn't matter. He's gonna make a bunch of money, and but I am curious, will he make the game he wanted to make now, or is he just going to turn into Mr. Beast, like you said,
I don't know.
um,
I don't
and
know.
just keep trying to make? I went to go look up the video. It's I don't know if you saw when he published it for himself. It's I made the most viral horror game on the internet.
Yeah,
So,
even clickbaited that one. Have to,
yeah,
have to.
bro is about to be like, "What's up, guys? Today we're here to talk about my new game." Yeah. Also, Hollow Knight also made 50K. I believe it was in Australian dollars. So,
Oh,
Hollow Knight also a game I know at least like two or three people have played. Um, it's hard because I also worry that the thing that I want to make is the thing that nobody wants. You know what I mean? Like
mm,
I said, what if I made that Grandia game and nobody wants that shit? That would certainly gut me. I don't know. I would probably also just be like, I mean, I gotta make some shit because the bills are on the table. But I don't. I also don't think I'd be sitting here talking about making the most viral game on the internet. I feel like you've taken it possibly a step too far.
and
So
and
yeah,
who knows, like maybe this works out for him, and maybe the method, the madness in the method like works, and you just do a little bit of Mr. Beast and then you get out,
yeah,
perhaps, right?
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know,
A
but
little Mr. Beast,
a little
just a tad, Mr. Beast.
a little workplace malpractice at the
Yeah,
Netflix shoot, at the Amazon shoot, a little
as
workplace
a treat, as
malpractice
a
as a
treat, as a
treat, as a
treat.
treat. Allegedly, just in case. Allegedly, just in case.
Allegedly,
Um.
please, God, they will destroy us. They have an infinite amount of money, bro. He's too content brain to be listening to a podcast, though. He could be making a
Absolutely.
video
And
right
you
now.
remember
So
when he
we'll
was
never
like,
know.
"Yeah, I'm thinking about it all day, all day. I'm just thinking about
That's
this."
so
I
crazy.
was,
I hate my anxiety, but I feel like I heard that and I was like, it's not that bad. I rest. I sleep. These are good things.
I know he saw something like powerful when Mike Tyson punched him there. I know he saw something powerful.
Yeah, he saw his own humanity. He saw he literally he saw his mortality
and
in Mike Tyson's fist.
and then he chose to keep making content. That's what he's
Yeah, it
like. I
didn't. I don't
saw
know.
it,
He
and then he's
closed
like,
his eyes. Was that all you wanted to talk about from Triple I, or were there any games that stood
"It's
out to
so
you?
funny." He closed. I'm closed. I closed my eyes to it. I do not see it.
I pretend I do not see it. Yeah, I didn't realize that got you that bad. I wouldn't have tried to jump
He's
to the
doing
next
the
topic.
Kratos. It will pass. It will pass.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, he heard that and not Kratos saying, "Be better."
It'd be better. Be better. That's not also like in terms of games that showed up here. Thick as Thieves. I believe Warren Spector's sort of it was supposed to be like a co-op, like a
PvPvE
PvE
baby.
the thing, and then now it's not. Now it's
Yeah.
purely a co-op stealth based thing, which I'm down. I'm good for that. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm good with that actually.
Yep. Yeah. That I straight up went from maybe I'll get it to add it to my wish list on Steam
Like I'm
immediately.
absolutely cool with that. Like yes,
Yeah.
innovate. Someone please do innovate with immersive sim like in a co-op space. It's not like much of anyone's doing it or like
No,
co-op
I don't know
stealth at
anybody
all.
who's done this. This
You
shit
know?
will be awesome. Multiplayer Prey, that's like my dream,
Oh
bro.
my
That
god.
shit sounds sick. If they, because the thing for me is, I actually don't like it when they say a game is playable solo or in co-op. And the reason I say this is because what that usually means is that it not like you can play it solo, which means that the co-op isn't really necessary, but if you play it alone, it's probably going to be like a slog or a grind.
Mm.
Or yeah, I mean that's basically it. I don't when you make a solo with multiplayer thing, it feels like the co-op doesn't really matter that much. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Monaco, I know they say you can play it single player. I don't think you can. It becomes an entirely different game when you play it in
Well, yeah,
multiplayer.
it's a different sort of thing. You can,
Yes.
which I can
Yeah.
attest to, but like it's a different thing, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm hoping that the co-op, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I hope the co-op is meaningful. I hope that when you play with people, I feel like there is an opportunity there with immersive sims because they're so like creatively bound. They're so like interactive in a way. I feel like co-op could really amp that up. Um, so that's my hope. That's my hope. I'm
Yeah,
excited for that.
I feel you just gave me like a crazy like idea. Like you said, prey co-op or like multiplayer prey against someone like or one on one, where it's like, oh my god, what if? And this is what they tried to do in Deathloop, honestly.
Yeah.
But they did,
Oh
but
yeah.
they didn't hit it all the way through. Even though it was fun, they didn't hit the mark. Where I
No.
was thinking of like, oh, what if I was like one of the post-it notes, or I was one of like the objects in the
Oh,
room.
prop hunt, like a prop
Yeah.
hunt type thing, but
But
it's
as like a
more
secondary measure
immersive.
in order to get you.
Yeah, yeah. God, that
um,
shit destroyed me. It got me every time. There was not a single time where I did not get jumped by a post-it note or whatever or a cup incorrect. I
I just
never.
started shooting. I just
Oh
started
yeah,
shooting.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I was willing to waste ammo to not jump in my
Absolutely. I was
seat
like,
like a
whatever, bro.
child.
I'll go back to that fuck ass zero gravity tunnel again to get that ammo.
I will make the trek, but you are not
You're not
catching
gonna
me
get
like
me.
that.
You're not gonna
No,
get me like
sir.
that. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. Um, and here one of the like world premieres, as it were. They even did it in the Xbox world premiere voice.
Yeah, that was
Honestly,
funny.
prove you're human. This is the next game by Sunset Visitor of 1,000 times resist fame.
Is that how you
Um,
pronounce it?
yes,
Okay, okay.
yes. Of 1,000 times resist fame. Notably as a add-in of Black Tabby Publishing. Black Tabby Publishing is a new publishing house. This is their debut publishing. Black Tabby made Slay the Princess, I
Yes,
believe.
they did. They did.
So good for them that they're in
Yeah,
that sort of space, honestly.
yeah, it's cool. It seems to be like a co-op type situation from the article I read.
Mm.
Um, listen, not to harp on that dude who's making the horror supermarket game, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe you could make what he wanted to make if he was like in this position. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know
Because
what
it's not like prove you're human is gonna make $1 billion.
no.
You know what I mean? Because like look at it. That's for people who like journal.
That's
You know
for
what I
me.
mean?
That's for the freaks. That's me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
for the freaks. That's for the
I
freaks. That's for
bought
the
the a
freaks.
thousand times resist Zion. Like
Nice. Nice.
you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, but prove you're human uh game about you have to convince an AI that it's not a human being in a very and that's the short version. We won't know honestly, we're probably not going to know much of anything else until the game comes out
Until it
because
releases.
this is
Yeah.
the nature of how Sunset Visitor, there are twists hiding in that game,
Yeah.
obviously, just like 1,000 times resist did as well. I'm sure the game might be deceptively longer than I think it is, similar to 1,000 times resist as well.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited for what this is, uh, considering the breadth of what 1,000 times resist tackles, and
Yeah.
I'm interested to see them go. Okay, they're clearly from at least from the trailer we saw, they're thinking about gameplay. They're like, we need something for you to do
Yeah.
instead like we need something else for you to do that's not you floating from point to point or something.
Yeah. For the button
Um,
pressers. No walking simulator here.
I mean there is walking, and in fact, and this comes back to the post game stuff. In the post sort of show thing, a lot of the presentations these games were doing were maybe the mandate was like do whatever you want. It wasn't ascribed to anything. It was do whatever you want because when prove your humans bit came up, it was like a mini like almost wordless like documentary. Like
Oh.
it was just like showing you like here's the office space, here's how we do this, here's how we sound
Yeah.
mix, here's how we
They
get
just
this
said
audio.
send us some footage. We don't really care what it is.
But the way it was filmed, it felt like it was Sunset Visitor, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
handed it into them, and it
Well, that's
was
a
more
very
of an avant garde
strong.
thing.
Yeah. They have a very strong like control of like camera,
Yeah,
like direction, I guess you could say,
absolutely.
for a video game, which is pretty interesting. Like I could see them making a movie
Which is why
if they had the budget for it.
it's notable that this is also an FMV game.
Yeah.
And it's notable that there was a. It's not in the. I didn't put it on the docket, but there's an article where one of the people behind Prove Your Human here complained about video codec not being unified across consoles, and this proving to be quite a problem for FMV games. I didn't
That's
know this
really
was a
interesting.
problem for
Yeah, I didn't know that
FMV.
either.
Wow. And when I
That's
read
very
about it,
interesting.
it's like fascinating because they have to do all sorts of troubleshooting and all sorts of problems in order to get like this working on several different platforms. And when you're looking down the barrel of like a very multi-platform sort of ecosystem, this becomes very annoying, very fast. I did not know this was like an issue that FMV
Yeah.
like this might contribute towards less FMV games because it's too much trouble to put out on something other than PC, perhaps.
Probably. I can't think of any FMV game that exists on PC that's also on consoles, so that tracks.
Very, very interesting there. But yeah, Prove a Human, very excited on that front there. Um, Another of note is obviously Belmont's Curse was here. Um,
Yes.
Castlevania Belmont's Curse. So this is the new joint by mainly Evil Empire and Konami with uh uh I'm blanking. They're doing Windswept. Why am I remembering?
Motion Twin? Is it
Motion Twin.
Motion Twin?
Motion Twin. Motion Twin supervising. I don't know if you didn't see the post interview thing, so this is very funny. They sat down someone from Konami rather, someone and two and or three rather or two no, two from Evil Empire. Evil
Mm-hmm.
Empire describes how they were developing for Belmont's Curse and how kind of development sort of happens with Evil Empire. This is really interesting. This gives us a peek behind the curtain at why it's Motion Twin and Evil Empire. Evil, like he described it as Evil Empire asking the big brother Motion Twin like for advice on like
Yeah,
how to
yeah.
get
I did
this
hear
right.
that it's like an advisory role. Sorry, adversarial is not the word I was looking for at all. Yeah, they're basically consulting.
Yeah, they were consulting, but like the way he phrased it in the interview was like, there's a lot of like he mentioned like many different aspects of the game they would seek advice on in terms of
Yeah,
style, feel, how this mechanic is hitting, so on and so forth. And I'm like, oh, I see. When Evil Empire and Motion Twin separate, one a co-op and then one a traditional company structure, and then one gets to do Dead Cells and Rogue Prince of Persia, and then one goes to Windswept. Like it's Motion Twin that still like knows how the sauce is like the sauce. They know how to do it already from jump, and then Evil
yeah,
Empire is the one learning, and like by like working on Dead Cells is like the practice ground, and then Rogue Prince of Persia, and that's all practice to get to here.
yeah. You can see
And
Rogue a lot of the movement and stuff from Rogue Prince of Persia in Belmont's Curse. It's very similar.
well, so it's interesting that that Motion Twin is still kind of like we still gotta watch them, even if we're separate.
Yeah,
We still
I'm
gotta
just
watch what they're
glad.
doing.
I was worried it was more negative, because it's not, it's not very often where a company splits and it's amicable. The only other one I can think of is who's that? Who's the people who did oh my god, the twin stick shooter. One of them is Arab, which I always thought was cool because there aren't many devs like that. You run around as a little fish guy. Vlambeer, that's the studio, isn't it?
Flambeer. Oh
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
I
They
haven't thought
they
about
also
them in a while.
Nuclear Throne is the game I was thinking of, but
Yes,
they split on
amicable. Yeah.
amicable. It's midnight. I'll just say that much. um, but in most other cases, it's not been like
No,
not been a calm switch up. So
usually not. Usually it's founders leaving.
yes, yeah, yeah,
Founders
yeah.
leaving,
Usually it's Jade
and
Raymond leaving.
oh, you're out again. Oh, don't forget your coat. Don't forget your coat. Um, but yeah, Triple I initiative here, very interesting. Like sort of the Triple I, sort of for stuff like Belmont's Curse, very notable indies. Um, Honestly, I think it's a format that should stay. I think the post interviews are really interesting. It got me interested in a game I didn't really even care about. Quite honestly. Um, oh
Which
yeah, I
was
for it was the Bardo bar. It's like the one where you're underground in the sea and you're like sort of working the ship. You get your limbs cut off, but you're still like kind of good to go, like to do things.
oh.
And there's a whole bunch of like interact like it's kind of like a sim thing. Like there's a whole bunch of funny interactions that happen in it, and but seeing them ask questions to those devs and like sort of stuff like what's the worst bug you've had, or what's the hardest part about this thing, like actual interesting questions that I don't see levied honestly in these showcases at all really that much,
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
actually made me interested in the game there. And now honestly it's refreshing, and seeing that all these developers had different approaches to what they wanted their like sort of post thing to be, like yeah, absolutely. I'm all for that sort of format. So I think the Triple I initiative, like on the whole, like I think could cement itself as like yeah, it did a good job. I think at showcasing what was there.
Nice. I would say the same for sure.
Alrighty, what do we have up next?
Oh, I'm sad Alabaster Dawn is early access though. I just want that game to be out so
Yeah, I
bad.
immediately went, I must forget you exist.
Yeah, it's gonna depress me. I might even hide it from Steam until it finally comes out because I don't want it. I don't want Steam to be like, you like this shit, won't you? And it's like, yes, Steam, but I want it to be fucking finished. It's one of those things because I played Crosscode long after it had already been released, and I was like, this is the greatest shit I've ever seen in my life. And I that was also apparently early access. I didn't even know. I just got to sit there and have my cake and enjoy it. Now I gotta sit here and wait for it to get fucking fully baked. And it'll be delicious when it comes out. But
Yeah,
this is not a roguelike. I need it to be done so that I can just, sit
yeah,
there, play it for
go.
36 hours straight until my eyes water and be like, this is the greatest game I've ever played in my life. And
And he sounded so like he was like saying it so slowly. He's like, yeah, I think it's gonna be like it's gonna be early access, and it's gonna be it's gonna we're gonna put something. Yeah,
yeah,
he
I'm gonna
sounded
buy
so.
it, but I won't. I just won't touch it
I
because
think
I don't want to make money.
I think he knows that people are like, I need it to come out.
Let it be done. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Anything else about you want to shout
I
out?
think that was pretty much. I saw Alabaster Dawn. I clapped. There's a lot of friend. I saw
Yes,
that
a lot of
Muppet
them.
Spelunky thing, and I was just like, yeah, there's so much friend slop. And I normally say that affectionately. I'm getting a little bit tired of it. I'm not gonna lie.
I
Um,
say prox chat games, but
that's funny. Yeah, it kind of speaks to the point you had earlier with the supermarket guy, which I also think that is
yes,
a bit of a friend
the
slap game.
multiplayer, in
Yeah,
that too.
it's pretty funny how people will be like, the indie space is where all the innovation happens, and it's like that's true, but you're lying if you did think there isn't any trend chasing in the indie scene the same way that AAA games do. And frankly, they're faster because Peak came out like last year, and we've gotten so much friend slop since.
Yeah,
Whereas extraction shooters are going to come out like 6 years and $10 billion after Arc Raiders has been in existence or whatever. So
yeah, a lot of that at the triple I's. I didn't remark on it because this is kind of obvious. Like this has been obvious for
yeah,
like for
yeah.
like 2 years. I
Mm-hmm.
think, but like, yeah, it's definitely a trend. I am interested to see where this goes, how far along this stays, because something will come along. I'm sure. I just don't know
Yeah.
how soon. Uh,
What like the next trend will be?
Yeah. Usually
Yeah,
the wave is so apparent. When it's this apparent, it's something tends to come forward.
yeah,
Something else tends
yeah,
to come forward. I think.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
All right. uh, so it's we can't go a week without talking about Xbox. We can't.
It's insane. This is literally, I'm literally looking at it, and it's just like this is the X block. It's ridiculous.
It's the X. We have
It's
an
like
X block.
they're not even, because we're not even going to talk about all these things individually. These all five of the links we're looking at are all like related to each
They're
other.
all related.
Like it's literally all together. Yeah.
um, we can choose whichever one. I guess which is that I guess from the top down
Yeah, let's
Xbox
talk
game.
about that first one,
So you
or
want to
that
talk about
maybe
the
those
first one?
first. I think if we do those first two, because once we start talking about the Game Pass stuff, that's when it's all gonna be like it's all very much tied together. So
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so the first thing we have here is the old adage. Fable's release has reportedly been pushed back over GTA concerns.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
We got a peek at Fable at the next Fable not too long ago, a couple months ago or so.
Mm.
It looked pretty done to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Didn't look
Um,
too bad either.
no. But once again, because there's a GTA in the way, um, it's apparently been delayed and could fall into 2027. Which is I
7 years since it was
I
announced, I
wow.
believe. The showcase was in 2020. Yeah.
And that is just in that is just insane, but I get it. But we're if this is if we're getting these reports now, GTA GTA being a moving target, if Rockstar decides to delay again, they are appending entire quarters of revenue
Yeah,
of other companies.
it's interesting, and I'm not even trying to say this like I'm on some different shit or anything. I just don't really care about Grand Theft Auto because you can't parry in Grand Theft Auto. That's literally all it comes down to. It just doesn't have the sauce that I like in games that I play. So, all that being said, sometimes it does catch me off guard how much of a fucking event Grand Theft Auto is for the average person. There's not a single human being at like on the planet, I feel, that doesn't know who Mario is, who Sonic is, and what Grand Theft Auto is. Um, so it does feel like everybody's dodging out of the way. And it's really funny. It's definitely gonna come out the same week as some like obscure ass probably remaster of one of my favorite JRPGs comes out and get obliterated. You know what I mean? Like Soul Hacker 3 comes out the same week.
Could you fucking imagine?
Atlas is, it's that or a Vanillaware game. One of those two
Oh my
things
god, a
come out
Vanillaware
the
game is
same
actually prime suspect.
It's been what, almost 2 years since their
Unicorn
last game
Overlord?
came out. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it is wild. I don't. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. There's only one. I think the only IP that could release the same week and get away with it is Pokemon. That's it. I can't think of anything else. As far as
Pokemon,
like,
yeah.
yeah, as far as like lack of overlap, and just pure like monumentous power. I should make an addendum. Everybody knows who Mario is, who Sonic is, who Pikachu is, and Grand Theft Auto. Like, that's the only especially because there's not much
El Pikachu.
interception. Was it?
I said so El Pikachu. That's what I said.
Yeah, yeah. See, yeah, like I mean, and I honestly, Pikachu might even win because I can show my mom a cover of Grand Theft Auto. She's not gonna know what the fuck that is. When I tell her what it is, she'll know and she'll be like, "Oh, that's that game that your friends kept wanting to play, but their moms wouldn't let them." But
Yeah.
if I show
She's
her a
not. If
picture
I
of
show her
Pikachu,
Roman from fucking GTA
yeah,
4, she's
yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
like,
she's
"Who the
like,
fuck is
"Why are
this?"
you showing me this white man?" But if I show her Pikachu, she's gonna know who Pikachu is. So Pikachu, might win that out. But all that being said, it is interesting. Like I don't know. I guess there is that much intersect between Fable and Grand Theft Auto. Or I guess it's
No,
just
no, there isn't. No, there isn't.
Yeah, you don't think so?
No, there's definitely none. What, when the Fable and Ball gamers don't have GTA or whatever?
Yeah. I just didn't expect you to be so offended by that.
I'm not offended.
No.
I'm just like, what is the over? Like, this is why I'm confused by it. I'm like, Microsoft, who do you think is going to, like, if you're making a choice between Fable and GTA? Look, Fable is like old now. Fable is old. It's been gone a long time.
No one gives. I'm gonna be honest. This is for boomers. This is for people our age or older, who played Fable on their integrated AMD Toshiba laptops. Remember when Toshiba used to make laptops? Because that was the only game that would run, specifically the first one. Yeah, it's for them, and I don't foresee the youngsters aren't going to be like, how am I gonna choose between Fable and Grand Theft Auto?
Like, I know they're
Even
just
just
giving
saying that.
themselves a best chance, a best case scenario. But like,
Yeah,
and I hope it's not because, and then if this doesn't do it, we're gonna put you back on
well,
the fucking racing cars. We're gonna put you back on the racing cars right now, immediately. All of
well,
you go back.
aren't they still making?
Yes,
Aren't they
absolutely.
doing both? Oh,
They're
okay.
doing both, but then they'll be like, "No, you're definitely doing nothing ever
You're
again,
never doing something new ever again. Yeah, that
ever
makes
again."
sense.
Is my fear here, right? Instead of just layoffs by for playground games, but I don't think there's any overlap. But I get the knee jerk reaction, but like realistically, these are two different settings. They don't really encompass the same genres. They
No,
there's no shot. There's a mix of demographic. I don't. There's just
no.
no. It's just getting out of the way of what they think is of what is a
They want
behemoth.
maximum amount of dollars, and avoiding this will get them closer to
And
maximum amount of
like,
dollars.
I would say that like this is a very like I guess frugal move because they're not going okay just shoot it right now just release it. They're going okay, just wait, we'll just wait it out, whatever, we'll lose x or y amount of perceived money from whatever the quarter was in order to
Yeah.
avoid them.
Plus, that gives them more time to polish because it feels like, it's very likely it's going to be buggy. But if it's not, then, yeah, I mean, if it is, this will give them a bit more time, I guess, which is
I
preferable.
I do wonder um whether other like if Microsoft's thinking this, Sony's assuredly thinking about this.
Yeah, but what the
Um,
fuck is Sony even releasing?
Nothing,
Truly couldn't tell you what their
nothing.
Q4 for 2026 is. I'm not gonna lie. That wasn't meant. I wasn't even saying that like antagonistically. I was straight up. I'm just like, what are they? What
Nothing.
do we even know? I don't think we know,
Well,
if
well, well.
anything. Fair games.
I'll say. Well, I'll leave this. I'll just say this, and then you can't talk.
uh,
And then we can't talk about it.
sure.
Rumor that The Last of Us 3 is being made after Intergalactic, at Sony. Completely usual suspect thing. That's all we're gonna say. We'll probably talk about it another time when
Let's
someone
just move
confirms
on to
it.
the next topic. Yeah,
But
I don't want to talk about this
that's all I'm gonna
anymore.
say. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Next here is this is some coward shit.
Yeah, you can put it
Xbox
in the notes.
achievements are getting some major changes, including the option to hide embarrassing games that you don't want to show off. Fuck
Mm-hmm.
you. Own up. Own the fuck up. If you're playing fucking Arcana Heart, you better own
I
up
was
to
gonna
that shit.
say it was Arcana. Yeah.
If you're playing Nitro
You
Plus
love French
Blasters,
bread.
I want to see that right now in
You
your fucking
you love
in your
French bread.
fucking I need a recreation of that one Pat and Wooly video every single day of your
Every
life if you try and cower it out.
It was like when Morgan bought me Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet off of my wish list, and they just sent me a bunch of eyebrow raise emojis. Just to defend myself a little bit, I just like that game because it feels like Freedom Wars, and I miss Freedom Wars.
And then that
Um,
Freedom Wars remaster was bad.
yeah, it wasn't great. I think, yeah, I would say it's basically some coward shit.
It's coward
Um,
shit. I like
I
what
gotta
like
hide my copy of Concord, or I guess that wasn't
yeah,
on Xbox. Uh, my copy of Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. I don't want the
yeah,
people to
yeah.
know.
Can't let anyone know I played Red Dead Redemption 2 for 40 hours or whatever. They're gonna think I like westerns or something.
I think there's nothing really embarrassing you can buy. Let me put quotes around
No,
embarrassing
no,
to
no,
it,
no. There's
because
definitely embarrassing things you could buy.
on Xbox, because like on Steam, I understand. There's some stuff that you can get on Steam that you definitely
If
can't get
the
on the Xbox. But
okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. Does the Switch have more lenient like things than
yes,
Xbox?
yeah, definitely.
Really?
I remember there was a whole bit because Max got a Switch 2 and he booted it up and he went to the eShop, sorted by new. Bro learned
Yeah.
some new things.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't know.
No, he did not know. This man has a
Oh.
child. He's moving differently from us.
He's moving differently. I see.
So, yeah, it's very, 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 very different. Very different.
Yeah. But yeah, I think there's some coward shit. The people are just gonna start being like, yeah, yeah, no, I've never played Honey Pop 1, 2, or the spin-off. I've never done
See,
that.
I don't even.
I can
Are
just
those
deny
on
that.
Xbox? I don't think those are on Xbox,
I
bro.
don't know. I have no idea if they're on Xbox.
Either way, it's coward shit. Because if
It's
you got
coward
Honey
shit.
Pop on Steam, you should just leave that too.
You leave that up. You own up to that. Play it right now. I want to see the notification pop. And you better own up to the Discord message right after.
If I could put them on separate audio tracks, I would absolutely hit the Goon Squad button from my soundboard right now. But I don't think I can. I don't.
If you want to goon it up, you better make sure the squad sees it. That's all I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying.
yeah. Exactly. There you go. That's a good summation. Um, that is not as serious as some of the other news that has come about Xbox lately. Specifically, these two things are intertwined. So I'm just gonna say both headlines together. Um, the first is that Xbox is considering removing Call of Duty from day one on Xbox Game Pass. People are unsure, and Xbox themselves are unsure if that means getting rid of all of them or just not putting the most recent ones on Game Pass. And then, in partnership with that, um, the other headline here is that Xbox Game Pass, quote, has become too expensive, says Microsoft's new gaming chief. That is Asha Sharma, the woman who replaced Phil Spencer. So they're getting ready to address some of the Game Pass pricing concerns, apparently. Now, let me be clear, you're not just going to see the price drop. They're just going to shuffle some things around, probably, swap some bundles out. Maybe you pay extra to keep Call of Duty on your Game Pass. Maybe you pay less if you don't want Ubisoft Connect and EA Game Pass because who the fuck wants either of those things? Um, I think that's kind of the move that they're thinking about making. But I mean, I laughed. What was your response when you read this headline? I laughed, but
My response is the Game Pass experiment is unraveling.
yeah,
And they have to step back from a ledge that they so willingly walked up to.
yes,
Uh Here I don't I I think these two coming out in similar times signals to me if you're saying if she's saying Xbox has become too expensive, and we're talking about removing Call of Duty. Call of Duty is the cost to the whatever the next tier or make the tier they make up or the tier they reinvent
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Um
Sorry, real quick. I just want to give some context for people who might not know. Game Pass Ultimate, which gave you Game Pass on Xbox and on PC at the same time, over a year ago, used to be $15 a month. It is $30 a month now. There was a 50% price hike. I just wanted to give that context about what you're saying, because this shit is fucking expensive.
yep,
Um, it's really expensive. So. But
very
continue.
expensive. And Call of Duty might be the how they justify the $30. They might go, Call of Duty is
Yeah,
not here anymore, and we slash $15 here for the value of what it was before, but we add 15 more dollars over here, so you also get the entire catalog and you get it day one.
yeah.
And the rumors that like maybe they make a thing of like, oh, maybe they make an entire thing of like it's just gonna be Xbox first party, like they're going to reinvent this thing to make like the 15 make sense for them, but I I don't I like they don't say what the stats are, but it can't be good
No,
on in
no. They
terms of
if the
who,
stats were good, they would tell us.
yeah.
Like it's the difference between when Square Enix tells you that 1 million copies of a game were sold in the first week, and when they don't say anything at all when Harvestella comes out. Nobody's talking about the 1 million copies that Harvestella sold. We don't know how many they sold. So yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard position to come back and go, okay, we're removing Call of Duty. If enough people have gotten accustomed to just being on Game Pass for like 2 months and then going, yeah, I had my fill of the Call of Duty, and then
yeah.
unsubscribing.
It's true. About 1 billion people buy Call of Duty and don't play it for longer than 2 weeks. And that's, again, like we've mentioned, one of the three games that they play that year. I don't think they really care about retention when it comes to Call of Duty. Otherwise, they wouldn't be making yearly releases. They
No,
just want you to buy the next one. So if a regular Joe Schmo, I mean, I don't know. I bet the average person isn't like subbing for, 2 months and then leaving, but they're also not like the people who would care about that sort of thing are buying are not going to buy Call of Duty. They're just going to do that. So they're definitely losing money, is what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
Um, and it's interesting, um, because, or it's not interesting. Sorry, it's idiotic. Sorry, that I can't. I got my words mixed up. It's getting late. It's idiotic. Everything about this could have been avoided if they didn't. If they just didn't spend 60. What was it? $69 billion. Nice. On on that acquisition. The dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't think Microsoft should have done that. I don't think Xbox should have done that. I think it's put them in the hole,
Yeah.
which just means that Nadella just watches you like the Eye of Sauron now.
Oh yeah.
Ever
Yeah. Yeah.
since
Yeah.
ever
Literally, they
since
put the
then.
ring on. They put the $69 billion ring on. Why the hell did they do that? It's like, um, it's. I mean, it's not even a good deal, especially at $30. Because, like, to give you context, I don't know if you saw, AMC A Stubs' A list also got a $2 increase recently, so it's now $29.99 as well. I do have A Stubs. I was not happy about that $2 increase, but I don't plan to cancel yet. Um, and you want to know why? Because if I watch, you get, so for people who don't know, A Stubs, AMC A Stubs gives you 4 free movies a week. You can watch 4 movies I think in any format, if I've certainly used it for like IMAX and stuff. You get four free movies a week, and I don't know if you've seen the price of a ticket for a movie, but it's pretty simple math. If you watch two movies in a month, A Stubs pays for itself. You watch three, you're basically stealing from them at that point. And anything more than that, week to week, that just kind of stacks on.
Mm.
Um, it makes it justifies its value much quicker. But $30 a month for the average person, unless you're playing video games like it's your fucking job, which I guess is true for some people, but not most. I don't really feel like you're getting the value out of it. You know what I mean? So like it just maybe for somebody who's never played a video game before, it'd be good because you get to like kind of try things out, see what you like and don't like. But I feel like anybody who cares enough about video games to even know what Game Pass is doesn't need it because they read about video games on the news, which like 95% of people don't do. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just wild to me.
Well, what I would say is like it used to be useful for me because I would put it on the iPad because it had the
Oh, like
cloud one.
streaming stuff. Uh huh. Uh
Yeah,
huh. That makes
but then
sense.
they locked it behind the highest amount, and I was like,
Did they actually? I didn't know
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh my
The cloud
fucking
one is
god.
locked behind the ultimate. It's the only way.
I'm
It's
a
the
bit of a
only way. So
screech.
I was like, well,
Are you serious?
yep.
I didn't know that. I actually didn't know that. Oh my god.
So I was like, well, I can't do like that was the only reason I really had it because I was like, oh, I could just play, I could take whatever to my to my bed and it wouldn't matter or whatever. Or even like if I'm out outside, I could do that. But like like locking it behind the $30, I was just like
I don't want this anymore.
I
I don't need
can't
it.
justify it really. So
No.
you know.
Nope.
But
Brother.
I don't really know like how like I think they should have never personally I think they should have never put that on Xbox Game Pass. I was always something that was going to be hard to walk away from.
Put what?
Uh,
Call of Duty?
yeah.
Oh, absolutely not. You're 100% correct about that. That is a Pandora's box of sorts. Once you open that, it's hard to go back.
Um.
Absolutely.
So I don't really like I know there's like oh we're trying. They're always going you're trying, but if too many people get used to what you're trying and then you pull it out, then you know, you hope
You
you
pissing
end up,
people off.
you're pissing all people off, but you hope you end up with revenue again that you thought you lost. But I don't know. It's they're trying to quote unquote figure it out. Matt Booty, I don't think you're gonna figure out crap. Um, what I would say is that Game Pass is too expensive, and it's good to make that acknowledgement. But I don't think you have good solutions for me.
No, no. I think the people who, again, I think the people who, if you remove Call of Duty from Game Pass, I feel like you piss off the people who are using Game Pass for Call of Duty, and you don't get much anyways because I feel like the people who aren't using Game Pass for Call of Duty are already just buying Call of Duty. Obviously, they probably have better metrics than not probably. What the fuck? They're the
Mhm.
company. They definitely have more metrics than we do. But my gut, my gamer gut, is saying that it just feels like you're not going to get much of a return there. Maybe they're hoping for people to come back if they do that. Would you go back if or I mean, but yeah, would you go? What price would you go back, and what would you be willing to
I
drop?
mean, if
Obviously,
you
you don't give a shit about Call of Duty, but
no, I don't give a shit about Call of Duty, but like like if it's 15 again, I'm like, yeah, it's 15, and I can do it. Like
yeah.
Ultimate again for the cloud gaming, I would do it
Hmm.
again, right?
Hmm.
But like if they try and like go, it's 20, it's 20. I'm like, I'm not doing 20. I'm not doing 20, bro.
Yeah, it's
You're not HBO.
I don't even know. I don't know if they'll will they. I wonder, will they lower the price? Because you don't companies don't lower prices. You know what I mean? I'm curious if they just keep it at 30 and then they're just like, and then they move Call of Duty up. I don't know. I'm so glad I'm not fucking Microsoft, and I'm a laid off like guy right now, and I still wouldn't want to be at Microsoft right now. Like I literally lost my job 2 months ago, and I'd rather that than have to be working in Microsoft uh, at all. I was gonna say gaming division, but actually at all.
It's at all.
So
Yeah, it's at all. It's
like at
it's a
all. No
fire.
thanks.
It's a fire over there.
It's not looking too good there. So
Shout outs to the golden parachute though. Shout outs.
yeah, I'm not getting that. Booty does.
Well, Spencer, yeah, Spencer
Oh
does.
right, he did too.
No,
Gosh.
Booty's staying. Booty's second in
You think
command
he's
now.
sticking with the ship though?
Booty's staying. He's second in command. He wants to go down with this.
I guess. His booty is going
He,
down.
he's going down with this.
That's the only booty related joke. That's it. We're moving on.
Yeah. And last here, um, these are two stories. These are two lines. I'll read them back to back.
Sure.
Steam devs accuse Genshin Impact of straight up copying their game idea, and Papers, Please creator Lucas Pope says he no longer reviews what he's working on in case it's quote stolen or slurped up by AI.
Yeah.
So I said earlier that gotcha games are an idea vacuum.
Quite the setup. What a payoff.
This isn't only gotcha games. Obviously, one of the more famous examples in our time is Apex Legends coming out, having the ping system, and then Fortnite going, "God damn,
Yeah.
we should have
Fortnite does
had
that a
that."
lot actually. Mm-hmm.
And Fortnite eating up every other quality of life feature and or idea that is out there
Yeah.
in order to use it to its own ends. Um, Here, Genshin Impact. So I actually I didn't mention this because it was hard to choose, but these are the map from this article. The Steam devs defend why Genshin Impact copied their game idea. Map, the game this is talking about, is one of the demos I played during the Steam Next Fest. This
Mm-hmm.
game had a very like I would say like Wind Waker kind of vibe in terms
Yeah.
of how you're walking around, the island setup, and the map sort of ordeal. If you remember the map from Wind Waker, kind of felt like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and the conceit of this game is that it's a map game of like you need to go over here, and you need to kind of pinpoint how far and
Yeah.
where that
It's
takes you.
cartography. Yeah, it's map
Cartography.
reading. It's just a
It's
map
just
reading game.
it's a map reading game. It's very nice, very cute, very simple. It's a fun time. Um, so I didn't know this. Genshin Impact added a very similar feature. Now, it doesn't do like so when you pin on map when you pin on a point on the map, it'll come back to from the map. It'll switch back out to the island, and then a giant like fucking big ass fucking Apple Maps pin will come down from the sky, godlike,
It's
and
very
just
silly. I
and
like
then
it a lot.
yeah, I like it a lot, and then bounce on wherever the hell you put it. It's also an actual physical object, so if there's like a table or something, it like flips the
Oh, I didn't know
table.
that.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious. That's great.
So and then it bounces, boing, 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 and then it does that right. If you look up the footage from the Genshin Impact version of this, Genshin Impact also does a map making thing, and it's like the same like camera angle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The panning is like 1000%. It's literally exactly the same.
It's the same camera angle. It doesn't have the bounce. It just kind of lands, but it goes mapping complete at the end. Measurements taken in this reward. Final calibration error value 3.4 meters, and it tells you how just like map how close you were to the point you were trying to get to. Right. this is like it's hard to talk about like innovation in games and knowing the line of like you kind of stole this, but whatever, it's fine. But I'm gonna be particularly vindictive towards the
Yeah,
gotcha games.
yes, because they're fucking slop. They're fucking slop. Slop doesn't get to copy quality. Okay, quality can copy quality. I don't care about that. Like I said, I want to make a Grandia game. I'm effectively stealing Grandia's mechanics if I do that. The whole ATB system where you can interrupt and everything. Uh, that would certainly be copying. But my game isn't a gambling simulator. In theory, like the game in my mind palace would not be a gambling simulator. So yeah, quality can copy quality, but slop can't fucking copy quality. Fuck off. I hate that.
Yeah, I don't like the this practice, and this is why it's in concert with Lucas Pope's remark on being afraid of it being slurped up by AI. I think his concern does not just extend to AI, as it were. I think it extends to bigger corporations who have the pipeline to produce faster than you can sort of chronicle your journey through making a game if you are smaller.
Yeah.
Because MapMap has sort of been chronicling its sort of journey for a while. Like Lucas Pope's fear is very founded in
Yeah.
something. I understand why he doesn't want to review anything. Specific to Lucas Pope is that like I like Papers, Please less. I love Return of the Obra Dinn. And
Hmm.
Return of the Obra Dinn is like he exhaustively documented how he made that game. Um of and like incredible in-depth like explanations of how he got a bunch of different things to work there. And to see that he doesn't want to share that for fear of his processes being plagiarized and or used before he could even make good on them, because he's just one guy, it's terrible, honestly, for transparency. Like the video games industry already has trouble with
Yeah.
transparency, and
Really
this does
bad.
not help the case at all.
Well, my hope is that he would release it after the game is done. You know what I mean? Because at that point, you've released it. So I'm hoping that that doesn't
Hopefully.
end up being the case. That it's like completely blocked out forever. I would understand if he did that. Like it's not like I'd be like, you're doing a disservice to me, a random guy who likes your games. Um, but I completely understand why you would do that. Um, I assume you're aware uh, that this is a running theme in gotcha games. By the way,
Yes.
like this is
Yes.
okay. Okay,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah. For those unaware, because I definitely know our listeners have taste and they're not just playing gotcha slop all day. Um, I believe Honkai Star Rail had bad Rhythm Heaven. They also had bad Balatro, if I'm recalling correctly, and I know Wuthering Waves had um, bad Dredge, which is a
Yes.
wild game to steal from.
Yes. Yes, it did.
Um, yeah,
It's interesting. That
yeah.
one was surprising. I was like, oh, really?
It's
Mm-hmm.
like eh, the it's I think what pisses me off about it is that your games don't have gameplay anyways, so you don't get to copy actual gameplay mechanics from actual video games. You know what I mean? Like these are those are and then to do them worse. And the problem is that the fan bases of these games, I just don't feel like they're the type of fans who would even branch out if they found out that like Dredge was a thing.
Mm.
A lot of that is unfortunately I don't know if you've noticed a lot of a lot of young people play gotcha games. It's been very difficult for me to reconcile this fact, but a lot of young people play gotcha games. I've been in discords where like the people who the person who runs it, like the moderator, I guess I just in my dumbass mind assumed they'd be like around my age because they're moderating a a multi-thousand person subreddit, dog, I guarantee if I went to go click on that server right now, they're playing Genshin Impact. And when I first saw that, I was like, this person's probably not older than 25. They're 24. I was
Ah,
literally almost
well,
100% on the money. It's because these games are free, so it's just easy for them
yeah,
to
easy
get into, I
buy-in,
guess.
and
Yeah.
you raise, you raise the gamble, right? Like I play Zenless Zone Zero. I don't endorse this thing
Yes.
at all, and I barely mention it because it's one of these. It's
Yeah.
just
No need
that
to give it air. Yeah.
there's no need to give it air. And honestly, like the reason all these gotcha games do like, oh, we're doing this thing but it's bad, is because they're fluffing content. They're like,
Yeah.
we need content, here's bad auto chess.
Yeah. Yeah. Wasn't that also Honkai Star Rail, I believe, that did
Was
that?
it,
Or
was that
maybe it was
Star Rail?
Genshin. One of the two. Yeah.
But like, here's bad auto chess, here's uh like a weird co-op game. Here's like they need to fluff it up, and so they create these like different versions of like on like a sort of first blush, or like, oh, they're like fun little things to sort of do, but they're there, like, in a more broad sense, they're there to tide you over until the next banner. you know
Yeah, literally, yes.
um
They tend to be inter-patch, right? That's like between the first, like the last banner and the next is when they put these fake ass games.
is what it is. I haven't noticed whether it's in between banners specifically, but I think it tends to be in that way. And like,
I'm sure.
these are always inferior. Like, I don't think I've played a single one of these this that's like, oh wait, you have triple triad in here. Like, I don't think it's ever been that, you know.
It's a you can't really it's a sign of like it's certainly a sign that it's not that easy to make a video game because they're doing these very quickly, and that's why they suck. You
Yeah,
know, even
yeah,
this map
absolutely they're
game,
doing.
I believe, was taking a couple of years. You can't just slap, dredge into your game and be like, that's fine. But as you kind of already alluded to, the people who play these games are already kind of um, acclimated to a low quality slop. Maybe you didn't allude to it. I'm alluding to it now directly into your brain. Um, it's like you can't tell the difference because you're playing a slop ass game anyways. So this probably seems mind blowing to you. It's like, oh, they put a boat fishing game in my Near Automata at home. This is awesome. No, it's not, bro. Go play Dredge. That shit's goaded.
Do you
I
think
Yeah.
what was that?
No, go ahead.
Do you think, okay, so like, in 10 years,
Hmm.
in 10 years, like, like how long, or I guess I should say, how long do you think until the Roblox kids are like grown up and they're paying, they're old enough to pay for this stuff? Do you think they are Roblox is one of those platforms, and it is a platform, uh, unto itself, that houses many child exploitation and many games, but like, a platform unto itself. Do you think that after those kids grow up to have their own thing, do you think they've been primed by like sort of the micro game structure that Roblox tends to have, and that they're just more easily like, yeah, amenable to, yeah, here's like a not great, it's not an incredible game inside of this thing that I'm going to play, and it's like, it's like whatever, right? Like, do you think this is like an inevitable result of like coming
Um,
from that sort of ecosystem?
I could see that because I feel like we see that now 10 years out from like gotcha games being a thing, or maybe like 7 if you consider Genshin Impact to be
To
like
be
the breakthrough.
the break. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, because I feel like that has created a lot of people who get pissed off when a video game is just released and that's it, and there's nothing after. You know what I mean? I think I saw um, somebody wrote an article that was like, I almost thought to put it in our list. It's like it was basically titled like developers are not lazy if they stop updating their games. Like it
Oh,
was
this was
they very
about Peak,
pointed.
wasn't it?
I believe so. Yes. Yeah, because they said I think they said they're not going to do anymore after this. They're because
Yeah.
they want to work on other shit. Um, but and yeah, and they got flamed for it. And I feel like this attitude has come from people who play Genshin, um, because Hoyoverse has $1 billion under its belt to have the ability to create a pipeline where something new is coming out every like 3 weeks, I believe, is somewhat
Yeah.
their
Yeah. Three
yeah,
weeks. Yeah.
yeah. And what's funny to me is they're primed by that, but there's nothing new in in these 3 week content drops. You know what I mean? It's usually bloated story, a new character with the same design as the last one to pull from, um, and some worse version of a game that you could pay money for. Um, it's very different from Peak adding, an infinite grapple mode or the ability to toggle a bunch of different options, or adding a new biome. That shit takes work. You know what I mean? That's not a 3 week turnaround. This is not just, you don't get to just rig a new white woman into the game, and they make $1 billion off of it.
I think
All that be, oh, good.
oh yeah.
No, no, please.
I think they are doing work. It's just rushed. It's just haphazard
Yeah,
and
they got to put it
rushed.
out one way
They
or
got to put
another.
it out.
Yes.
They got to shit that thing out. It's like, oh, here we go. Move on to the next one. Move on to the next one.
Yeah, and
Make all these.
sorry, what I mean specifically is like the mechanics don't really change between those 3 week patches. I feel like when you add new content in these other games, the reason it takes longer is because they tend to change the game in major ways. You know what I mean? I don't really feel like it's not, has Genshin added anything major to like its combat systems or something like that that's completely shifted things, or are they just adding new kits that make the elements pop in different ways?
They like I don't know how it is for Genshin at this
Sure.
point. There's probably new elements, but what I can say is that I think the norm, like, I think it's too costly to add like
Yeah.
new combat systems to this
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing. Usually their salve, the solution is to add another element
Yes,
of
another
some
tier
sort,
of grind. Yes.
another tier of grind of
Yeah.
some sort. And like it's too much. Like the ZZZ had an interesting one where
Mm-hmm.
it was a co-op thing, and then there's like a dodge button. I think it's a on PlayStation it's X, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a dodge button. They took away your dodge button and they changed it to a parry instead. So then you would
Oh.
parry. So they would lightning strike on you. Every so often there would be a lightning strike on you in a fight, and you had to parry that lightning strike in order to get a power up of some
Mm-hmm.
sort. And then you could also
Mm-hmm.
parry the enemy in turn with the power up. I was like, this is strangely out of the norm for what they've done so far.
Yeah.
This is because all they've done is add another element, or
Yeah.
add, like, add another team that has another element that does this, and it
Yeah.
dovetails into, like that's the whole sort of norm of that stuff. And it'd be too costly to them to be like, let's add a whole different thing. It's too much for them, so they're just like, yeah, whatever, man, add.
Yeah. Did you ever play Dissidia Opera Omnia, Square Enix, the kings of terrible names?
No.
That game was probably the best example of that, because when it came down to it, it was basically a turn-based version of the Dissidia fighting game where you would, build up a resource and then use that to break the other team, like or whatever, and then use the that resource to deplete the HP bar or whatever. That aspect never changed, and so they just, first there were the 5-star weapons, then there were the 6-star weapons, then there were the EX weapons, then they added like character, like basically a license board for like passive stat boosts. Okay, then they started doing the EX stuff, but for the armor. Then they went back and added a summon system where you would equip the summon, and then the summon had passive stats added to like a license board system, and they just kept layering that, and then it was the same with the content. There's you fight Sephiroth, then you fight EX Sephiroth, then you fight EXX Sephiroth, then you fight God tier, hardest mode multiplayer raid Sephiroth, and this time, I don't know, Kadaj is with him or whatever. Just layering on top.
Oh
Just
my
the
god, I
cake never
don't give
changed.
a fuck.
Exactly. That's
Oh
what I.
my
That's
god.
literally it. You're just like this is. It's just nothing's changing. Why am I here?
I don't give a fuck. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. That's
You,
the
you're
worst
you.
wedding cake you've ever told me
Yeah.
about. Mm.
You really summed up that truly sums up how it felt because my god it was nonstop. But they have to, they gotta make them because they need you to pull, they need you to pull,
Need you to pull.
and they need you to play,
I need you to
and they
do the
need you to pull.
50-50. I need you to do the 50-50. Come
Yeah,
on,
yeah, yeah,
please.
you're not getting it, but you know maybe this time. Kick the ball, Charlie.
Kick the ball. Come
You're
on.
gonna hit it.
I
Yeah,
I this is why like I keep these games at like an arm's length because like
yes.
I I like if I see a character I like I go great, let's see, let's see if I get him or whatever. I don't get him, I'm like okay, well, and then if I do get him, I'm like great, and then I smash the toys together for a little bit, and
Hmm.
then I go okay, I have like real video games I play.
Time to go play my real video game. Yeah, it's interesting too because it feels it's like I one that I played for quite a bit. I put in like maybe 30 or 40 hours into this game. It was that card game that came out a couple months ago. I forget what it was called. Chaos Zero Nightmare or something.
Oh, CZN,
Um
right?
yeah, and the card battle mechanics in that game are pretty heat, but as I was playing it, after once it washed over me, I was just like, why should I keep playing this when I can play like an actual card game? And then I stopped playing it.
Yep.
I was just like, why am I doing this? There's literally no reason to do this. And you feel that specifically because the plot didn't matter. It was straight ass, and you would just grind over and over again. And I love me some grind. I'm a grindy boy. I love Grandia Extreme, and that game is literally just dungeon crawling for 45 hours. But even I need for there to be an end in sight, And there's with
Yeah.
these gotcha games, there's no end in sight. So
There's no end in sight, and that means there's no end to the amount of ideas we must absorb in order to keep this going.
it's crazy. Stop. Please stop stealing from games that are like
Not even out yet.
actually, yeah, and trying to do shit. They're trying something. They're doing something interesting. You are not. Quit it.
I mean, hey, I
Smacking
guess
your hand.
it, remember like the what's it the Horizon people who stole Horizon, and they were like, yeah, we they pitched Horizon to Sony, and they were like, no, and they were like, well, oh fuck it, we're just gonna steal all the work we did on that Horizon game we worked on for them for no reason before we showed it to them. Hella
And then
funny.
Horizon was like, we're gonna do two dog shit multiplayer games.
Let's
Why didn't you just work
go.
with them? Why did you just work with them? You made a dog shit gotcha mobile game anyways. Who cares?
I
Like it's like they did it anyways, didn't they? Like it's the same thing.
I
Two.
guess so. I guess so. I don't know. What is it with? I don't know. We can't do
Were
this
you
now.
about to
We
ask
can't do this now.
why do they keep
Well,
making
well,
why
no,
they keep
no.
pushing
I mean,
Horizon?
why why do they want Horizon to be that? Like exact. Like it's not. No. It's like why do you want it to be that? You just had an IP. You were like, I'm looking around. It's like me looking in my fucking toy box, like old toy box. Oh, what's in here? Oh, I guess we could use the Horizon. And I lift up the fucking Winnie the Pooh doll and like fucking throw it on the bed or something. like,
He said, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not happening.
it's not happening. It's boring, man. It's boring. Like the first game happened, it was a fine story, but they're not compelling characters on their own. That's not.
No.
They're not. They're
I
not.
ask myself often, like, is Horizon Zero Dawn like anybody's favorite video game? Like number one. You know what I mean? Is Horizon Zero Dawn anybody's Shadow of the Colossus? Is it their Okami? Is it their Ocarina of Time? I don't think so. I think you'd be very hard pressed to find somebody who said that Horizon Zero Dawn is their absolute favorite, bar none, number one video game. I'd be really shocked. I'd love to meet that person. I have questions for them.
I have to. Yeah, I have questions. Did you play?
Questions.
Have you played anything else?
Just like,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No.
is that the only video game you've ever played?
I was like, okay, no. My next question: did you play the thing that came out that week called Breath of Fresh Air? Did you play that?
Oh yeah, it's like. Have you played any other video game? Second question. You ever heard of Neo? I'm about to blow your fucking mind, bro.
Blow your
Check this shit
mind.
out.
What's that? You want like an arrow? Well, I've got crossbow training here right for you. Like I don't know what you mean.
Oh, brother. Yeah, that's not happening.
That's not. That's we need to do. Sony, just I don't know. Do so. Tell Gorilla to like. I'm sure Gorilla's already thought of something else. You're just whatcha ah.
Is that the whip?
Yes, that's the whip. What did you think I was
Yeah.
doing this whole time?
I thought you were karate chopping them for a
No,
second.
that was the whip. That's always been the.
I mean, they could be karate chopping them too. Who knows?
I guess so, but I guess you can't see me. I'm doing like a and I'm like whipping my
You're
iPad.
flicking the wrist back. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm flicking the wrist back. I'm whipping my iPad. I'm telling the Gorilla to get back in the create more innovate your engine so Kojima can use it for other purposes.
They spent all that money on Bungie to make a fucking first person shooter game like they didn't have Killzone right there. And SOCOM. Like is
Crazy not to use SOCOM, which is
SOCOM was right there. Just bring SOCOM back. It's not like people don't know it. Obviously it's not Call of Duty territory, but you have a studio that can make a shooter. They did a couple. They were all pretty good. Oh.
No, back into the Horizon mines. You'll never see the horizon from the mines I'm about to put you
Yeah,
in.
yeah. I hope you liked seeing this Horizon because it's the last time you're going
It's the
to
last
for
time you see it.
a while.
Now get in there. We won't put Naughty Dog in the mines, but we'll put you in the mines.
Are they not in the mines though, bro? You just said they're making The Last of Us again, but we won't get into that. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's time to wrap up. Let's not. In the minute
sure.
The Last of Us is literally just it's like my fucking sleeper cell activation. If you say those words next to me,
That's why I was like.
Yeah, you just immediately said move on. You know that gif of the guy who's like it's like super sped up and he's like pointing at a bunch of sheets of paper and talking and shit like a Sonic 06 NPC? That's what happens to me when somebody brings up The Last of Us in earshot.
Oh god. I speaking of dad games. Pragmata. That's coming out pretty
It came
soon.
out while we were talking. I got the notification from Steam. It literally uploaded while we were
That game seems like it's pretty damn good from the demo. You should go play that demo, possibly.
Yeah. I'll probably grab it.
I made a realization while playing the demo again when I was looking at his suit, and it was that, oh, it looks a lot like Isaac Clarke's suit, doesn't it? And then I was like, well, actually, what shouldn't I be thinking of Lost Planet? I should just be thinking of Lost Planet here. And then I made a realization about when Dead Space 3 and Lost Planet 3 came out. It was the same year.
It sure was.
And not only was it the same year, they used almost identical covers. And not only did they almost use almost identical covers, they used almost identical settings in terms of frozen wastelands. And not only that, they made crazy, like they made wild, like we're changing the gameplay completely to accommodate this instead.
Yeah,
Uh,
and killing their
decisions
series as a
and
result.
killing their series. It's crazy. It's crazy. They did it in the same fucking year. That's fucking wild. What the fuck was
We
in the
thought they
water?
shot themselves, but I think they seem to have shot each other.
You shot each other. I was like, I came to the party. I was like, what happened? What happened?
With the pizza and everything.
They both peaked at 2. This is crazy.
This is maybe this is why Valve they just 3 seems to be a bit cursed when it comes to video game releases. So
Maybe someone should say something about Lost Planet 3 and Dead Space 3 shooting themselves in their respective crotches. I'm not sure why, but you know.
okay. You know what's funny? Remember when in our 30-minute episode I was like, I'm trying not to be out here for too long.
Well,
Do you see on the counter? Because I see it
I
on
see it.
OBS here.
I
That's a
see it.
crisp 3 hours and at least 45 minutes,
45 minutes.
barring any editing that I do. But and it's especially funny because we had less links. I
We
was
had
like, hey,
less links. Less
but we
links.
yapped more. But we yapped more. But you
Oh
know what?
no.
Listen, you came to hear us talk, so this
Yeah,
is we're just providing the service. You know,
true. It's a 5-star
you should be
runtime.
thankful.
Whatcha? Whatcha?
it's I listen back to our episodes sometimes and I'm just like can I go at like 10 minutes without antagonizing somebody, and I promise it's not on purpose. I just can't, I literally can't help it. It seems to be a condition. I have an ailment.
I'm here to balance that ailment.
All right, can you play us out so I can go to bed?
All right, everyone. Shout outs to Vanquish.
My
Shout outs to
go.
Pragmata. My goat. Be free.